very special broadcast.
Welcome to this wonderful program. I greet you all, my wonderful people. Before I welcome you all, let us hear a prayer from our leader, Martin Nandekano, before I will introduce the topic.
Because Chukwukika Abiyama is in control of all that we have been doing and will continue to do until Biafra is restored and all the suffering indigenous populations and the damnable zoological republic are set free. Chineke na nke pụrụ ime na Chukwukika Abiyama ya na-efe na aja aha nsọ ya mma mgbe niile. Onye ọ bụla na ya na-achị eluigwe n'ụwa na-agba akaebe ịhụnanya gị na ebere gị amara gị n'ọmịiko gị ebe ndị gị na-eze ebere ngọzi. Anyị wee na-etoghị agbanyeghị atụmatụ ọjọọ niile nke ndị iro. Iwe nye anyị ndụ ala kedị ndụ n'ụbọchị nke taa. Anyị wee na-asị na ịja mma niile otu niile dịrị aha nsọ gị. Onye ọ bụ naanị aka ikere nọ n'ọgbadara aka ya. Anyị wee na-akpọku gị na-asị gị na nke ọma ma anyị ga-ekele gị nke ọjọọ ma anyị kelee gị. Anyị wee na-aja gị mma wee na-eto gị wee na-asọpụrụ gị n'isi ụmụ gị niile bụ ndị ikwu ndị wee ezu oku mgbe a kpọrọ ha ka ha wee chekwaa ala nsọ gị bụ Biafra onye hụ na Chineke na ihe ikpere anyị nkwa na omekataghị ka ndị iro wee were ala nsọ Biafra onye na Chineke na nke bi n'igwe. Agbanyeghị atụmatụ ọjọọ niile nke ndị iro, ma ndị na-agba mbọ bụ ebe niile dị iche iche onye na Chineke nna ihere bụ nke niile etu a n'ụbọchị nke taa. Anyị wee na-etoghị wee na-asị onye nwe anyị na Chineke nna nke pụrụ m ihe niile, onye ọ bụ naanị ya na-azọpụta, onye ọ bụ naanị ya bụ okwu ya niile bụ ihe na amen. Anyị wee na-asị ezi ebube dị ngọzi nara ụtụtụ na ịja mma na nsọpụrụ site n'ebighị ebi ma ruo n'ebighị ebi. Ise
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 ise. Welcome, my wonderful people. Before I introduce the topic, let me welcome people here. Joanne, welcome to the program. Truth Survivor, my brother, welcome to the program. Jewel, welcome to the program. I welcome you all. I am going to introduce this the topic we are going to be deliberating. Remember, this is an interaction section. You are free to call in to air your mind towards what is happening in our land. So before I open up the line, let me introduce the topic and I will bring in the moderator. I have a special guest today. I just wish that he comes here, a man with a thunderous voice. He will be addressing us today. I hope he make it today. And I want to apologize to each and every one of you. Some people are complaining that they are not getting my notification. Honestly speaking, I don't understand what is going on in the YouTube. I don't know why they are restricting notification of my videos to some of you, but I apologize. It is not intentional. It's from YouTube. It's not from me. My own is to create a video and post it, and their own work is to send it to my subscribers or my viewers. So if you are not getting it, don't think that I block you or I did it intentionally. It's not coming from me. So today, you people know what is happening and how our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is faring. Yesterday, I made a video, and I believe most of you didn't get the notification of what the Northerners said. They said that they were not going to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that he is going to face the law secretly. And in the argument, I said if they want to do it like that they should do it in the rightful way by telling us, first of all, telling us how they were able to bring Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to Nigeria, because the Kenya government denies that Nigeria did not follow the normal process of extraordinary rendition, and they said that the appeal of the Eastern politicians or elders who went to Abuja to apologize, to beg Buhari to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally. They said that it's not possible. Now, in today's topic, we are going to be talking or deliberating about all these things that I'm going to mention. Please, I beg of you, if you have anything to contribute, this is a very serious case going on in Biafra agitation, especially among the leadership. If you have anything to contribute, please call in. Now, number one thing we are going to be looking in is way forward, because what we should be talking about now is way forward. And there's something that is happening, and I want to throw it as a question to each and every one of you listening to me or watching this program. Is it good for anybody to report? Is it good for you to report any Biafra agitator to the Nigerian government? Is it good? Is it good? If it is good, you can call in to tell us. Another one is this issue of Sunday and Monday sit at home. For me, I will say that let us start from this Monday first. Let's make sure that we hold Monday. By the time people, remember, people are now disorganized. Some people are observing it. The people that are observing it now are those that strongly love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Some are saying that they have cancelled it. So now there's a new idea about sitting at home on Sunday, of which many people, as I can see, they are rejecting it. Yes, everybody have the right for worship. So if people do not buy the idea, then my own is we should concentrate on the Monday. When the Monday sit at home starts functioning normally the way it's used to do, then we can add another day. The another one is, why is it that the protest was cancelled? Why is it that they cancel all the protests? Remember when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was abducted, there has been protests everywhere. Everybody has agitating, and I think it creates fear and heat. But now they cancel everything. What do you think about the cancellation of this protest? These are the things we are going to be discussing. I will bring in the moderator. Now, another one that is catching fire in the internet, that is causing wahala, sometimes when I listen or watch program, is the issue of leadership. Now, who are we going to be listening to? Who will the Biafrans listen to? Who are we going to be taking instruction to? So this is another thing. And remember now, nobody knows who to listen to again, because I will say that the leadership have scattered. Now election is approaching. Since we are not getting information from anybody, then how would we know whom to listen to? I will open up the line now, and I bring in the moderator. Lady J, my sister Lady J Gonna, welcome. How are you doing? Welcome, my sister. So I will open up the line and bring in the moderator, as I expect one of my brother. I hope he meets up today. So this is what we are going to be discussing. When I go to Facebook, if you go to Facebook, what you'll be seeing is fighting, scrambling, cursing, fighting, attacking one another. I will say, wow. But there's one thing I notice about Yorubas, Yoruba people, they are also agitating for their own kingdom, but I have not for once. Maybe if you have seen, you send me the link, I would like to watch. I have not seen the Yorubas trying to fight one another. They only concentrate on what they are doing. So I'm going to bring in the moderator of this program, like you guys know him, in the person of Chook Survivor. My own is to be asking question, and he is the one to answer. My brother Chooks, how are you doing? How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Program. How are you?
Very fine, thank you.
So I believe you have been in the background. You heard everything I said. What we are going to be deliberating. Number one is the way forward, and the one that I want you to throw more light on is this issue of is it good to report your brother or your sister to Nigerian government, since you believe that both of you are fighting the same cause? Is it good? Is it right for somebody to be reporting any Biafra agitator to Nigerian government?
All hail Biafra. All hail Biafra. All hail Biafra. Thank you so much, Biafrans who have connected from every part of the world. Any place you are joining us from, if you're joining us from Africa, from Asia, from Europe, from America, from Australia, or from Canada, I say may Chukwu be my guide and protect every one of you. Thank you so much for joining. As you have joined, we will continue to put our heads together to find a solution to the problem that is holding us all down. As usual, whenever we come to this program, we share views and deliberate on issues. You have the right to air your opinion, but while you are giving your opinion, you do it respectfully. You can say anything you want to say without insulting anybody. You have a right to your opinion. That is why we talk about the freedom of speech. Everyone have that freedom to express him or herself and say it the way he or she feels it. That makes the going gets better. It makes us understand each other the more. So that is why we have come. As you all know, we the Biafrans are facing a great challenge as we are now. Not just the Biafran, in that contraption called Nigeria, so many nations are being held captive in that contraption called Nigeria. Many nations are being held captive. The most important nations, the ones that we know, are the Biafrans, the Ududuans, and the Middle Belters. There are still other nations that are being held captive, even in the north, in that contraption called Nigeria. And the Biafrans have had enough, and we say we cannot continue to be part of this very monstrous company called Nigeria. Nigeria has never been a nation, has never been a country. It's a company owned by Britain. Britain forced that company on us, and they built the company for their own benefit and for their own good, not for our own good. The company is to serve British. But I'm surprised why some people are still holding on that company and trying everything possible to make sure that they continue to push and pursue the agenda of that company. But we'll continue to try as much as possible to set the record straight and say it the way it is. So when it comes to the issue of Biafrans, we Biafrans thank Chukwuokike Abiama that Chukwuokike Abiama have given us a way to follow. Chukwuokike Abiama have laid a foundation for Biafrans. He didn't only lay a foundation for us, he gave us a leader. Chukwuokike Abiama gave us a leader in our supreme leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not just an ordinary leader. He's not just a conventional leader. He's also our spiritual leader. He is our spiritual leader. There is no one else except him. That is why the way he runs the affair of the organization, the way he's pushing the agenda of Biafra, if you look at it critically, you see that it has everything to do with spiritual. Without following it spiritually, it's going to be more difficult than it is today. Some might agree, some might not agree. But the struggle of Biafra, everyone believes that he has a lot of things to do in the spiritual aspect. That is why before you can be able to fight for Biafra effectively, you have to be very strong spiritually and be mindful of the spiritual aspect of the fight. And if you're not cautious of that aspect of the fight, you might lose the fight. You might not be able to know what you are doing. Our Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have given us a very strong foundation, and he gave us a way to follow. And in that way that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu gave us, we know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is somebody who starts with prayer and ends with prayer in everything he's doing. He doesn't do anything without praying. That shows you that he knows what he's doing, and he respects the spiritual aspect of the job, and that is where we'll have to lay emphasis on. Then, coming back to the question that my sister asked on reporting a member of a Biafran, reporting a Biafran to Nigerian government for any reason whatsoever. Well, it's not something that we have to encourage. It's not something I can say is a good thing. It's not a good thing. More especially for those who are in the leadership of the struggle. If you're in the leadership of the struggle and you sincerely believe in Biafra, I see no reason why you should be reporting your fellow Biafrans to the zoo government. You don't have to. You don't have to. Because you and I know that the government of Nigeria has no good plan for you and I. They have no plan for us. All they are thinking about, all they are planning is how to take us out, how to kill as many people as they can in every slight opportunity. In every slighted opportunity, they go in and kill as many people as they can. And when you are reporting your brother to them or sending your brother to them, how are you sure that they are even going to face your brother? Of course, they're not going to face him alone. They will end up killing some other innocent people in order to achieve their own selfish aim. So the issue of reporting a Biafran to a government that we do not trust, we do not believe, to people who are killing us, it's not a good thing, and it's something that is condemnable. And if you want to know actually that this is wrong, if you see our Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, while we were with our Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in all aspects of his teachings, you and I know that there are so many people in Biafra land who are against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who have spoken against him. So many people in Biafra land who want him dead. So many people who are doing so many evil things against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I've never heard Mazi Nnamdi Kanu one day calling on Nigerian government to go after a Biafran. No, he has never done so. It doesn't matter what you commit against him. People who are speaking against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, speaking against the ESN, speaking against everything that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu stands for, he has never one day called on the zoo government to go after his own brothers. It doesn't matter how we disagree. It doesn't matter how we misunderstand each other. We are still brothers. We are still brothers. We are still one. And as long as we are brothers, we have to settle our differences by ourselves. We don't have to hand ourselves over to a foreigner or over to a stranger. When you begin to invite a stranger or a foreigner into the family, you are actually selling the struggle. That is what it means. You are selling the struggle. Each time you come and hand over your own brother to the zoo government, more especially people in the leadership of the struggle, other people can do it, even though it is not the right thing, maybe because of the pressure of the situation of things, because of they are already captured, they are already trapped, because they are already trapped in that contraction called Nigeria. For the Biafrans who are trapped in that very place, who have not yet gotten their freedom, if they happen to make a report to the authority over there, you don't have to blame them, because that is the only option they have for now. But for somebody who is in the leadership of the struggle, for you to begin to report to your own brother that you're supposed to protect, you are handing him or her over to the enemy. It doesn't matter what he or she committed. It doesn't matter. There is no excuse whatsoever for you, as somebody who is one of the leadership in the struggle of Biafra, to hand over a Biafran to the enemy. You don't do that. If there's any punishment you feel that has to be meted to any Biafran because of one thing or the other, because he or she have derailed, you have the right to minister that punishment by yourself. You administer the punishment yourself. Do what you have to do by yourself. Don't hand your brother over to the enemy. It's not a good idea. It's not a good idea. It is betrayal. That is an absolute betrayal. You're opening door for the enemy to come in. There is no reason whatsoever you can give me that you can tell me that this is what warrants you to permit or to let your brother get into the hand of the enemy. It is not advisable. It is not a good thing. It doesn't show that you know what you are doing. Don't show it, because the first thing you have to bear in mind as somebody who is in the leadership, you have to know that you are fighting against a government that wants your own people dead. It doesn't matter how sincere you are. It doesn't matter how corrupt you are. They do not select. Go and see the people they are killing in Imo State. When they are destroying houses and bombing places and killing people in Imo State, they don't ask them, who are you? The only thing they need to see, the only thing they need to know before they attack you, they will check your name. If your name is, if you are bearing a Biafran name, you are a gunner. If you are living in Biafran land, you are at risk. If you are bearing a Biafran name, you are at risk. If you're living in that very section called Biafra land, you are at risk. They don't ask you if you support one Nigeria or you don't support one Nigeria. They don't ask that question. These people are our common enemy. The Janjaweed government is our common enemy. We are not part of one Nigeria because they have already pushed us out of that one Nigeria. No matter how we try to reintegrate ourselves, no matter how the Biafrans try to reintegrate themselves into that contraption called Nigeria, they have been rejected. They have been rejected. Biafrans have tried in so many ways to reintegrate themselves. Even when Nigeria refused to reintegrate them after the Civil War, remember they told us they are going to implement the 3R: reintegration, reconstruction, and rehabilitation. None of those 3R was done. The rehabilitation was not done. The reintegration was not done. The reconstruction was not done. None of them was done. We did all by ourselves. We reconstructed Biafra land by ourselves. We tried to reintegrate ourselves by ourselves. We rehabilitate ourselves by ourselves. But in all this effort, they never accept us. They don't accept us as Nigerians. So how can you now, who claim to be in the leadership of IPOB or whatever, begin to report your own people, your own fellow Biafrans? You report them to the zoo government. You report them to the zoo government. Why should you do such? That shows whom you are. It shows that you don't know what you are doing and you're not standing with your people. You're not standing with your people. Just like in the family. It doesn't matter the offense a child or a child commits. The father can never throw that child away. You can't throw your child away, no matter the grief, no matter the weight of the offense, no matter the crime your own child have committed. You won't throw that child away. As the parents of the child, you will always stand for that child until the last minute. Even when you know that he's wrong, you will still stand by him and plead on his behalf or on her behalf. That is the way it's been done. But for you to willfully hand over your own child or your own brother or sister over to the enemy without any remorse, hand him over, sometimes even without a very concrete evidence, just by suspicion. Or maybe because of one little misunderstanding or one that you can be able to sort out within yourself. Instead of sorting that out, you hand that person over to the enemy. It shows that you are actually sabotaging your own people. It shows that you are dining with the enemy. Two wrongs cannot make a right. There's no way you can be able to make that the right. Handing over Biafrans to the enemy is something that has to be condemned. And anybody who is indulging in that should desist. You should desist in that. These are the signs that are showing people that you are not for Biafrans. These are one of the signs that shows it. When you see people, when they talk about the followers of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, people who believe in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and people who trust in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, these are the signs that will show you somebody who is following Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and somebody who is not following Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that we all know, have led a very strong and wonderful example that we will all follow. He is a template that we will all look at. That is why in most of my videos, I encourage people to go back and watch every video that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has made in the past. None of his video is old. They are new every morning. Each time you watch and listen to the voice of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in his broadcast, you will learn a new lesson. There's always a new lesson. There's always, it doesn't matter how many times you listen to it, there's always a new lesson in it. There's always a new lesson. You can never see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu handing over a Biafran to the zoo government. He doesn't do that. When he talks about those people, he says we will deal with them by ourselves. We know how to deal with them. We will come after them. But for him, handing over his own brother to the enemy, he doesn't do that. And we must condemn that. It must not be encouraged. It must not be encouraged. This is something we have to stand against at all times. Stand for the truth and speak the truth at all times. We are one people. We are one people, and we will have one common enemy. The Biafrans, more especially, we have one common enemy who wants every one of us dead. And that common enemy that we have is the Nigerian government. The Janjaweed government, Nigerian government run by the Fulani Caliphate. They are our common enemy. Not just a common enemy to Biafran, to every single Biafran. They are the common enemy to every well-meaning indigenous person in the country called Nigeria. The common enemy are the Fulani Caliphate. They are the common enemy. Even some people decide to deny it. Every other section might deny it, but Biafrans are coming out to call out the enemy for their name. They call out the enemy with their name. That's the difference between Biafrans and other people. We know that the enemy we have in that country called Nigeria is that name they call Nigeria, the Nigerian government. And when you are talking about Nigerian government, you are talking about the caliphate. It didn't start with just Buhari. Right from the time of amalgamation up to date, these people have been cutting the short in that country called Nigeria. They have been the people who have been oppressing people. They have been oppressing every other tribe, using their propaganda against every other tribe. It is this propaganda that they use against the Biafrans. They push the propaganda against the Biafrans that other tribes begin to believe the propaganda. They begin to believe that the Biafrans are the people who want to dominate, mainly the Igbo Biafrans, that they are people who want to dominate every other person. That they want to dominate. That was the message that had been preaching for a very long time, for many years. And people buy into that message of domination. That was how we got in, they pushed us into the Civil War. After the Civil War, they came into Biafra land and disintegrated the Biafra land more. They created enmity between us and our brothers, made our own brothers, our own blood brothers, believe that we want to dominate them. But thank God, thank you, who have sent Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came on board. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came on board, the bond, that very bond they have used to tie everybody down, to make sure that we don't move forward, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came and tear it into pieces. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came and tore it into pieces, and today, people now know that we are brothers. We now know who are the people who are trying to oppress other people. We now know people who want to dominate. Initially, everybody thought it was the Biafrans that want to dominate. Mainly the Igbo Biafrans, they are the ones that want to dominate. But today, you have seen the people who want to dominate. If you have not known the people who want to dominate in Nigeria, that means you are lying to yourself. And you are one of the Satans that is holding people down. Check. If you don't know people who are dominating, every insurgency you are seeing in Nigeria, who are those in charge of the insurgency? Who are those in charge of the insecurity in Nigeria today? The people who are causing the insecurity you see in Nigeria is the Fulanis. They are the Fulanis. All the terrorist groups you see in Nigeria are the Fulanis. Since all this while, since they managed to get into Asorok and occupy everywhere, what have you been discussing? We are only discussing about the Fulanis. It's either you discuss about cow today, tomorrow you discuss about cow, the next day you discuss about cow. And they have been fighting tooth and nail. They are no longer hiding it. They want your land. Fighting to take over the land of the indigenous people. They are fighting tooth and nail to take over the land of the indigenous people on a daily basis. They don't hide it anymore. They don't hide it anymore. Even up to the extent that a spokesman of the president, a spokesman of the late Muhammadu Buhari, Femi Adesina on national television was saying that it's either you give your land or you die. On the national television, Femi Adesina was saying, is it not better you give your land and live, or you hold on to your land and die? What does that tell? What does that tell you when somebody can be bold to say that in a national television? They are after your land. They are not pretending about it. They came with Ruga. You said there is no Ruga. They said they must implement the Ruga. We drag and drag and drag on the Ruga. They came back and said, change it, the name of the Ruga. They called it livestock. We said we don't want the livestock. They went around and began to pay the livestock with money. Now they went and bought all the governors of each state. More especially the southern part of Nigeria, they have bought all the governors. And the governors have gone to collect money to sell our land and give them all in the name of constructing whatever, livestock, whatever they say they want to do. Everything you reject, they say they want it. The southern governors came together and they said, we do not want open grazing, because you and I know that the cause of the insecurity in Nigeria, the root of it, the only means that these Fulanis, these killer Fulanis are going to places to kill people is through that they're open grazing. It is the open grazing that have given them the chance and opportunity to begin to go into places to kill people and take over their land. The southern governors, they sluggishly came together and said, we do not want open grazing. What did they do? All of them rose in anger. Every one of them, including the Attorney General of the Federation, who is supposed to be speaking on behalf of every citizen, he went and began to stand with the terrorists. He began to stand with his own people and say that nobody has the right to ban open grazing. He said nobody has the right to do that. They continue to impose the open grazing by all means possible, up to the extent of going to recover the grazing route of many years ago. How many years ago? Decades ago. Ancient grazing route, the place that doesn't exist anymore. The imposter told them to go and recover it. This is how crazy the country has become. Look at that idiot in Cross River State that called himself a professor. The idiot in the university that called himself a professor, a governor. Instead of him joining with the southern governors to ban open grazing, he said he's not going to be part of it, that he's going to write his own law. He began to tell us that how is he going to fight against something that his great-grandfathers were practicing before he was born? That some open grazing, something that his great-grandfathers has been practicing before he was born. How can he just come now and ban it? This is an argument that somebody who called himself a professor is making. This person who is telling you that you're not going to be part of banning open grazing, know that his great-grandparents were walking naked. They were not wearing clothes. His great-grandparents, they were walking naked. They never wear clothes. But today, he's wearing clothes. His great-grandparents were living in a hut. But today, he's not living in a hut anymore. He's living in a mansion. His great-grandparents, they were trekking. They would trek from east to south, from west to north. But today, he's riding in a car. He embraced it. Oh. He embraced it. He changed that one. He embraced it. But to stop an open grazing, which he claimed his great-grandfathers saw and lived, now how can he ban it? He doesn't want to amend it. Even when he knows that that thing is the cause of insecurity. Even when he knows that the open grazing have taken a lot of life, have destroyed life, destroyed farmlands, because of his selfish interest, out of his wickedness, because they've been bought over. Somebody who claimed to be a professor will come and be making an argument that doesn't hold water, a shameful argument. This is how corrupt the whole place is. We have a very great work to do. We have a lot of work to do. Everybody who found him or herself in that contraption called Nigeria, both the Ududu and so, both the Biafra and so, every one of us that have been born into that very contraption, that found ourselves in that very contraption that is in occupied, we have a lot of work to do. Even after we get Biafra, we have to clean our head properly. We have to do a lot of sanitization. This one we are doing now will not end here. When Biafra comes, that is when we will start the real job. To sensitize people and clean off these dirty things that the Janjaweed have planted into people's head. People are no longer taking normal. People no longer think normal. Things that are normal now in Nigeria, they take it to be normal. Everything to Nigerians have a different meaning. Nigerians have become so negative in their thoughts. Negativity, anything you bring on board, they must have to argue about it. Full of complaint. Negativity. Everybody have resorted to negativity. Everything negative. That is what they obey. That is what they follow. Because you are in a country that does not reward something that is good. They only reward evil. They only reward evil. A country that rewards evil, if you are good, you will suffer until you die. In the country called Nigeria, they will not promote you. Go and check the whole people they are promoting, the whole people they are giving honor. All the people they are honoring in Nigeria, they are all people who have committed genocide in one time or the other. The whole people they are honoring, they are all criminals, people who have stolen. People who have been convicted in one crime or the other, they are the people they are honoring in that country called Nigeria. Name them. Look at the Murtala Mohammed. Murtala Mohammed, they named after an international airport that anybody that flies into Nigeria will first of all land there. They have made Murtala Mohammed so popular that everybody that knows about Nigeria will know about Murtala Mohammed. This is a man who has committed the greatest genocide in that country called Nigeria. He was the man who ordered the killing of people, the Asaba massacre. He ordered the Asaba massacre, killed innocent people, people who were raising flag, people who were welcoming Nigerian soldiers. He killed all of them, massacred them. The Asaba massacre that is being celebrated every day, talking about every day. The man that committed that crime, who was in charge of the troop that committed that crime, they are celebrating him. They put his name in the international airport. Look at the Buhari you call Mr. Integrity. A criminal. Buhari has been a criminal all his life. He has never had any other job to do. But they are celebrating him as Mr. Integrity. They painted him as a clean man, and up to the extent of bringing him for people to vote for him.
My brother Chiefs.
And he won the election twice.
My
brother, so sad.
Thank you so much. Before we continue, let me appreciate somebody. Chris Mwago, thank you so much. Mr. Chris Mwago, thank you for this wonderful super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate. So, my brother, and many people are here. If you want to call in to contribute, please, the link is there. You can click on the link to contribute. You heard the topic, you heard what we are discussing about. You can click. It's not only myself and Chuk Survivor that will be speaking. So, my brother, you have talked so much on the issue of reporting, and this issue of Sunday sit at home is causing a lot of problem. Sunday sit at home. I went to Biafra Unite TV when he had the program, and I contributed something. Later, I posted the video in my platform, and a lot of people were disagreeing on the issue of Sunday sit at home. Do you have anything to say, or is there anybody that wants to talk more about that issue? My brother Chris, thank you for that wonderful super chat. Please, if you want to call as you are coming and share this program to any platform. Let us spread this gospel.
Thank you so much, my sister. Thank you, the super chatter. I appreciate you. Beshiko Kabama replenish you wherever you have gotten it from. So when it comes to the issue of the civil disobedience we are talking about, the sit at home, Sunday sit at home. Well, as you all know, Sunday sit at home that you have seen, I don't see anything wrong in it. I don't see anything wrong in it. And for those who think that the Sunday sit at home is an attack against Christianity, it is not an attack against Christianity. The Sunday sit at home is not an attack against Christianity. Actually, Sunday sit at home is a fight for Christianity. That is what it's supposed to be. A fight for the faith of Christianity. That is what it's supposed to be. And that is why we have to involve in it. Every Christian needs to get involved in that very Sunday sit at home. Because for a very long time, a lot of things have been going wrong in that country of Nigeria against the Christians. Against the Christians. Those who are supposed to talk are not talking. Those who are supposed to do something, they are not doing anything. They are relaxing. That Sunday sit at home will not only wake them up, it is not just for Mazin Nandegano, but for every Christian and everybody who is being held captive in the country of Nigeria. That is why it is very, very important. I don't see anything wrong in the Sunday sit at home. But as you know, Nigeria is a country of propaganda. They will always bring a propaganda to counter whatever you bring on board. They will always use everything as propaganda or debate to counter anything you bring on board. How can somebody tell me that Sunday sit at home is not right, or maybe it's a fight against Christianity? It is not a fight against Christianity. After all, the Christianity we are talking about is the Christianity that is being destroyed in Nigeria. Nigeria is rated as one of the places where Christians suffer most in the whole world. One of the most difficult places to practice Christianity is Nigeria. One of the most difficult places to practice Christianity is Nigeria. A lot of Christians have been killed. Killed in that country of Nigeria. Nobody's making a case for them. Your GOs and your pastors never say anything about them. Look at Southern Kaduna. The Southern Kaduna, they are almost Christians. All of them over there are almost Christians. Southern Kaduna. Many villages have been wiped out in Southern Kaduna. Villages claimed and renamed. I have never seen any time the Christians come together to protest for them. Christians have never spoken out for them. Look at the Sokoto State. You don't know they have Christians in Sokoto State? Where I think Reverend Coker come from. They have killed them, destroyed their churches. They don't allow them to operate in the churches. Which one are you going to name? They have killed a senior member of CAN. They have killed so many pastors. And the people who claim to be Christians in Nigeria are going about their business if nothing is happening. And when we are talking about the trouble that the Biafrans are, Biafran, believe it or not, Biafrans are 90% Christians. 90% Christians. When we say Christians have to participate in this very sit at home on Sunday, it is because the Christians are concerned. It is because majority of people who are in that Christendom are Biafrans. And the only way you can be able to get this your GOs talking, the only way you can get pastors talking is when you enforce sit at home, when it affects them. Nigeria is a country where people don't care. They don't care. Unless it affects them directly, they will never say anything. That is how Nigeria works. You can continue to pretend for like it. That is how Nigeria works. If something don't involve somebody, affect somebody directly, they will never ever say anything about it. When this insecurity started from the northern part of Nigeria, the southern part of Nigeria kept quiet as if it doesn't concern them. Nobody cares. Nobody was speaking. Nobody was doing anything because it doesn't affect them directly. When Biafrans were killed on daily basis, we are shot and killed. People were going about it doesn't concern them. It doesn't really concern them.
My brother Chooks, I'm sorry. We have a caller here. Cian, welcome to the program. Oh, please continue. Cian, you always do this. Anytime you want to connect, make sure that your network is good. Once he comes back, I'm going to bring him in since his network is disturbing. My brother, continue. He's no more there.
Okay, my sister. So, the issue of Sunday sit at home. Sunday sit at home is something that we must have to implement. If you do not make this very civil disobedience affect them directly, they can't speak about it. How many of those pastors are preaching about what is happening in their churches? How many of the pastors or reverends are standing with their people? When they know that their people are crying and crying for self-defense, they're crying for self-determination. Majority Christians we have in the country of Nigeria, they are crying for self-determination. That's what they want. In Biafra land as a whole, they know that the people are crying for self-determination. And all these people who call themselves GOs, all these people who call themselves pastors, the big pastors in the south of Nigeria, they know that this is what their people want. They have access to the government. They have access to those people who call themselves politicians. How many of them are speaking to that politician directly? How many of these pastors are protesting with their people? They don't protest because, after all, on Sunday, which is their own business, on that day, it is booming. It doesn't affect them. It doesn't affect them. So they don't talk about it. They don't talk about it. That is how evil Nigeria is. In Nigeria, people mindset have been made in such a way that unless something affects them directly, they never care. They just feel it's okay. They feel it's okay. You see some people living at the detriment of the death of other people, and they are happy with it. You see people living their own life on the blood of the innocent, and they are happy about it. So long it doesn't affect them, they will never speak about it. You see the insecurity that everybody's crying about insecurity, they will never do anything about it until when one of them is affected directly. Anytime you see a popular person being killed, or somebody who is related to them being killed, that is when you know that they have a police force that's going to work. That is when you see investigation. But when it has to do with ordinary people, nobody talks about it. Simply because they have their own guard following them up and down. Is that the way a sane country is supposed to function? That is not the way a sane country is supposed to function. So since that is the way and life they are living, what we have to do in order to call their attention is to make sure we put them on a hot seat. We have to make sure we put them on a hot seat. Do the thing that will affect them directly. We have already done that. We are already on the part of the Monday sit at home, which is affecting the politicians directly. The Monday sit at home, the politicians are already crying. You can see them crying and shouting on all angles. It was very, very effective. Now, the traditional rulers and these pastors are involved also. That is why we are capturing on that Sunday. And it's not going to end there. If Mazin Nandekano is not released, more days are going to be added. Anybody who is telling you that Sunday sit at home is a fight against Christianity, it is a fight for Christianity, not against Christianity. It is a fight for Christianity. Because what they are practicing in Nigeria, as far as I know, is not Christianity.
Sorry, my brother. I'll keep on interrupting you. We have a caller here. Let's hear from other people. Let's hear from their opinion. We'll have what is wrong. If I want to bring anybody in, the person will go out. Please, Uche, before you go back, check your network. I don't know. It's not from my own side because my network is stable. Uche, welcome to the program. I hope you are ready this time around. Okay, my big brother, welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good
morning. I can't hear you.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
I don't know why it's not loud, and I'm trying to do it.
It's from your own side. Maybe you set it.
Okay, let me use the iPhone. Remember, come and check.
We can hear you. Maybe it's from your own.
It's not loud.
It's not loud, please.
Check here. Go to it.
We can hear you.
Just speak. Just speak. We can hear you.
I say that is the loudest. And this is. Let me bring the earpiece.
Okay, my brother, please continue until he starts.
Good morning.
Okay, good morning.
Can you hear me now?
Very well.
Okay. But I can't hear you properly. Anyway, my brother, good morning.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you so much. I've listened to you. I heard everything you said. All you said, they are all 100% correct. Now, this topic of sit at home is what I want to add my own contribution.
What they are doing to Biafra.
And what they are doing in Biafra land right now is not acceptable by Nigerian Janjaweed, by the Fulanese. So, hello, can you hear now?
I hear you.
Aha, I can hear you loudly now. So, what I'm saying is this. Let me talk about sit at home. Sit at home in Biafra land on Sundays is very, very necessary. I am in support of sit at home on Sundays. You know, one thing they will tell you is that, why should they sit at home on Sunday and sit at home on Monday? My brother, this is necessity brings invention. When something is happening, you have to strategize. You have to bring your own strategy. They will tell you they don't want to go to church. Do you know why they are talking against it? All the whole pastors, they get money on Sundays. From people, hungry people that are dying, you still collect money from them. Put your tithe, put your offering, sow seed. These are the ways they get money from the poor people. These are wicked hearts, and they say they are Christians. Nigerians is the... My sister called me one day and said, there's a service on Monday, service on Wednesday, service on Friday. I said, how can you do service 3 times in a week? Where is the time for you to do your job? You are using your hand to create poverty for yourself, and you're saying you people are poor. They will say there's early morning prayer. 6 o'clock, we are running to the church. You can't go, you leave your work, you go to church. Prayer without work does not work. Please, we are going to encourage everybody for sit at home on Sunday. When the government will say there's coronavirus, sit at home. They will sit at home. Nobody will go out, right?
Yes.
So we are going to implement that sit at home on Sunday. Please, let us implement it. All we are looking for, what means can we use to get Biafra? Whichever means we want to use without being violent, will let us get Biafra in peace. I know we're going to get it. It's at hand. Biafra is at hand. Everybody is aware of what is happening. Every Igbo man, every Biafran, every man in Janjaweed, even the Northerners knows. The Hausas, they can't talk. That is their own. They can't talk. The Fulani has overcome them. They can't speak. They can't speak out. They have already suppressed them to the last. You understand? So please, let's work on this sit at home on Sunday. It's going to benefit us. No more protesting. You can't protest in Nigeria. No. You can't protest in Nigeria. Even in Yoruba land, they can't protest. Even in the north, they can't protest. If you protest, they will kill you. It is now the law that when you protest, they will kill you. Nobody talks about it. The Christians are the people suffering in that Janjaweed. The Christians are the ones suffering. If you go to the north and see what they are doing to Christians over there, they are killing Christians like fowl. Every day by day, they are killing Christians, and nobody's talking about it. Do you know what baffles me? When there's the one man they call Paul Enenche. I used to see him on Facebook. Paul Enenche.
Yeah.
If you see the crowd that is carrying, gallivanting everywhere, piece of this, piece of that. Where is peace in Nigeria? What is he preaching? What are they doing there? Contributing money, making fake miracles, telling you that you will get a job when you don't have certificate. Telling you to receive your key when you are not working. Are you going to steal? A lot of things are happening in Nigeria. The mentality is gone. Poverty has suppressed. Poverty has suppressed their mentality. Anytime you come to Nigeria and see a dying person, tell him, "Oh, in the name of God, he's dying. He has not eaten food." He said, "Bring 1,000." Okay, I'm taking another one.
Okay, I have another thought idea.
He's right in what he's saying. He's absolutely right.
Okay.
Yeah. So when they say you see somebody that is dying, put on the light now. When they see somebody that is dying, and you say, "Can you bring 1,000 there?" And I will pray this water will make you well. How can water make you well? Which prayer are you going to do? Somebody has not eaten food. He needs food. Our mentality in that country is gone. They have used poverty to suppress, to remove their thinking faculty. Poverty has suppressed, has made them, everybody is a fool. Everybody in that country. They're killing Christians in the north. That's Fulanization. Come and see what he's doing to people. Those people that did not even eat food, they will come out. And they are the people that the middle belt are the people that are killing the most. He has never spoken about it. I have been watching all his programs. He has never opened his mouth and condemned what is happening in the north.
He was the one that arrested people who were protesting about Buhari. He arrested them and denied it.
Okay. Okay, I don't want to talk about that, but I'm telling you.
I'm sorry. I have a comment here, my brother. Thank God you are here. I have a comment from somebody. I want you to tackle it. Somebody said you are challenging God if you talk of sit at home on Sunday. We pray on Sunday for realization of Biafra. Now, this is the issue that happened when I posted a video where I commented in Biafra Unite program. Somebody wrote to me that I am fighting God. I am fighting the church because I said that if sitting at home on Sunday can fasten the release of Martin and the canon, then it's good. And the same person have already written here again, Eze Onyochukwu. He said that we are challenging God if we say people should sit at home. What is your reaction to this?
Yes, let me tell you about challenging God. Okay, I live in abroad here. Okay, the church was closed down for 1 year. Nobody goes to church. Are they not moving ahead? Are they not moving ahead? See, what is happening to us is what let us use wisdom. Don't tell me that when I say sit at home on Sunday that I'm challenging God. I am not challenging God. I am not challenging God. God sees everything before it happens. That idea that is coming to you for you to sit at home on that Sunday is God's idea too. Because you want to save life. Do you know how many people they kill on Sundays in Biafra land? In the name of looking for Eastern Security Network? In the name of looking for IPOB members? Do you know how many people they kill on Sundays too? Do you know how many atrocities that happen on Sunday in that Biafra land? That sitting at home will save the life of those people. So, my brother, I am not challenging God. We are not challenging God. We are saying that God should help us.
The person that is making that comment is not a Christian.
He's not a Christian.
If that person is a Christian, he doesn't read his Bible. He doesn't read his Bible. The Bible that he's having in his hand and he's reading, Bible permits you to pray at all times, every year. And the Bible itself said in the Bible, in the New Testament, Christ himself said there is a time when we will no longer go to the synagogue to go and pray. A time will come when we will not go to the synagogue to go and pray again. That means that building you're calling a church,
Can you make your own so that we can hear from him? Can you make your listening device?
Okay, all right. Can you hear him now?
Yeah, Chuk Survivor, continue.
All right.
Okay. So I will say that the person who was making that very comment, I'm not sure that person is a Christian. Because if that person, that is the problem we have. All of them are claiming to be Christians. They only follow what their pastors are telling them, but they don't read their Bible. They don't read their Bible. If these people read Bible very well, the kind of Christians we have in Nigeria today, they are the people that Christ went to the temple to force them out of that temple. They were the people that Christ went to the temple to flog them and drive them away. They are the kind of people that have gathered back. They have gathered back in Nigeria. All of them have gathered back in Nigeria. And if you are sincerely a Christian, you have to look for a means to get a better cane to flog all of them and destroy all those their mansion they are building, calling church, all those their business centers. The Bible says, in your own Bible they are reading, it says, pray without ceasing. The Bible says, pray without ceasing. It doesn't say pray on Sunday alone. It doesn't say pray when you are sick. It doesn't say go to pray without season. You don't only pray on Sunday. And the worshiping God, time have gone when you go to temple to say you worship God in temple. In synagogue, in church, in temple, in mosque, time have gone. It is high time people learn to worship the God they are worshiping in truth and in spirit. And when you talk about the gathering of the saints, you no longer see the gathering of the saints in the church. They will tell you about the gathering of the saints, that the Bible says encourage the gathering of the saints. Gathering of the saints doesn't happen in the Nigerian church anymore. There is no saint in Nigerian church. No, not even one. Where you can see the gathering of the saints is in homes, in people's homes. Even on social media, you see gathering of the saints. Not in those business centers they are building. There is no more gathering of the saints. Who is that saint you want to go and gather with? I don't want to begin to call their name one by one, but when you see what they are doing, you will know that there is no saint there. These people are the people that Christ flogged out of the synagogue. They have gathered back in Nigeria. They gathered in the church to begin to extort people. And the funniest thing is that the people who they are extorting are still the people who want to hold that very thing strong because they don't read their Bible. They believe in what their pastor says. They don't read their Bible.
To have another caller, he has been waiting here. Sian, let us hear his own view. Let us hear his own view on this. Sian, I hope you are ready. Welcome to the show. Can you hear me? Sian, can you hear me? Okay. When you are ready, you can call back. I will remove you from the studio. My brother, please, you can continue. He has been waiting here. I just wanted to give him that opportunity since he's not ready. Oh, he's ready. Mr. Sian, please, can you call back? Can you call back so that I will bring you in? You have been here since. So my brother continue until he calls back.
So as I was saying, the only thing that is happening is that those who claim to be Christian are looking down on God. They are limiting God. These Nigerian people who claim to be Christian, they are limiting God, caging God, putting God into a cage. God is everywhere. God is everywhere. God is not limited to a certain place. It's not limited to a certain place. They know that this thing is in their Bible. They will only tell you about it when it affects them, when it's going to favor their evil act. When it's going to favor their evil act, they will agree with it. It is these same people that we are told to sit at home during the time of COVID. They were told to sit at home without any help whatsoever. They sat at home. They sat at home for months. They didn't complain. But now, when they tell you to sit at home for something that affects you directly, to change the future of your unborn children, the one that affects you directly, something that you know that will change the future of your unborn children, you don't want to do it. But you were here when government forced you to sit at home. You sat at home for months. You didn't complain. Your God did not disappear within that period of time. Within that period of time, God did disappear. All your prayers wasn't answered. All of a sudden, when we begin to talk about sit at home, it becomes a war against God. How is that a war against God? How is that a war against God? When your Bible tells you to pray every time, pray without season. You pray without season. It doesn't say go to church and pray. It didn't say go to church and pray. What even the Bible encourages that when you are sick, you go to the elders. That is what the Bible says. It didn't say go to pastor. Go to elders. The elders will pray for you when you are sick. The elders can be everywhere. They can be anywhere. It is not only in the church you find elders. There are elders in your village. There are elders, elderly men in your village, real elders you know, sincere one, who can pray for you and you will recover. The people we have now, whom they follow, those motivational speakers, you see somebody who claims to be a doctor. A doctor, instead of you opening a hospital, you go and open a church. Because you don't have money to go and build a hospital. You are so lazy that you can't improve yourself to go and minister to people. Who told you that a doctor cannot be able to preach? Who told you that even while you're a doctor healing somebody, you cannot preach the gospel? Who told you that a doctor cannot preach a gospel? If you open a hospital and treat people, it will even be easier for you to win souls. It will be easier. After treating that person, you minister to the person the gospel, the person will be healed, and that person will be converted. You see an engineer will leave the road destroyed. There will be no one to repair the road. You go and say you become a pastor. Meanwhile, your members will be dying on the way to church. They will have accident and die. Who told you that an engineer cannot preach the gospel on the road where he's walking? Who told you that an engineer cannot preach the gospel? The other one say he's an economist. He says he's an economist, he's a mathematician. What are you doing in the church? What is a mathematician and economist doing in the church? What are you looking for in the church? The government of Nigeria that is destroyed now is looking for an economist to make the economy better. And you are in the church defrauding people. Instead of you going to a place where you play a role, go to the government and preach to them. They will hear. You won't go and preach. You say you're a mathematician. You are an economist. And you are in the church. Wasting your own talent. Defrauding people. Instead of using that your talent to win souls for God. You will not do it. How can you justify that? You see somebody to go and the competition they are doing in Nigeria is who has the biggest, the greatest mega church in Nigeria. You go and build a mega church in a country where there is no mega industry. You build a mega church in a country where there is no mega industry.
No,
And you are praying for people for employment. When it comes to employment, you are the one that's going to complain most. You will pray to God for employ people. You are praying to God to employ people, but when God gave you that money to build a company that is going to employ people, you refuse. You didn't build. You build a hall, a party hall. You went and built a party hall where people will go and party and dance. And you'll be busy disturbing God to grant people opportunity for work. These are the kind of people, these are the people that Christ went into the temple and flogged them out of the church. And that is why a time has come when we will no longer worship in the temple anymore. Let me tell you, these people have destroyed Christianity to the extent that people are now fighting against Christianity instead of fighting against these people. The problem is not Christianity itself. The problem is the people, the black people who have used this Christianity to satisfy their selfish interests. The black people that are practicing Christianity, they are the problem. It's not Christianity itself. After all, the white man that brought that Christianity for you, when he brought it free of charge. He brought Christianity and education at the same time. The white people brought Christianity and education. They didn't just bring us Christianity and tell us to continue to pray. Why they brought Christianity to us? They were still training people in schools. The white people brought Christianity, they were still training people in schools. They were still training doctors. They were still training so many people. But today, you that they gave that Christianity, now Nigerians have not used that that one as endpoint for business. They open a church, gather people, take money from them. Even when they build the school, they will make sure that the poor cannot attend that school. They will make sure you won't attend that school. You will tell them to sit at home. They will not sit at home. But a pastor will declare 7 days fasting. Declare 7 day fasting in his church and ask the whole member to come and sleep in the church. They will go and sleep in the church and lock up their businesses. They will lock up their businesses to go and sleep in the church. But when you declare a sit at home, that is going to change the whole thing around, that will affect every single person, to turn the whole country around so that people will have a meaningful system that works. They will not agree. Because when the system begins to work, nobody will go to church again. Ask yourself, why is it that the white people that gave us this church are not carrying it in our head the way we are carrying the church in our head? Do you think that the white people don't believe in God? Of course they believe in God. But them believing in God doesn't mean they are stupid. The reason why you see black people behaving the way they are behaving is because we have refused to use our brain. We have a system that is not working. If we have a system that is working, this thing that is happening will not happen. If Nigeria have a system that is working, you will all these churches you see will run out of business. They will run out of business. If Nigeria, assuming Nigeria have a system that is working, a poor person know that if the poor person is sick, he will carry a number and call, dial 911 or you dial social number. Ambulance will come and pick you, go to the hospital and treat you. As soon as you're sick, that is what you will do. But when the poor person knows that if he is sick, he doesn't have a doctor to treat him or her. If he or she go to the hospital, they will ask for a deposit before they treat her. What do you want the poor person to do? Whenever they are sick, they will bend their faith to God. They will carry their faith to God.
I mute you in case if you want to talk. When I want to ask you something, I will unmute you.
Okay, I wanted to add something.
Okay, you can go now.
My brother, let me support you with what you just said now. That the system is not working. You are right. The system is not working. Because here in abroad, that the system is working. How many times do we go to church? You pray in your house. You may wake up in the morning to go to work or to go to that church. Snow will start falling. The government will announce and say, sit in your house, don't come to church. The government will give you that announcement that you don't bother to go to church. Don't come out because the road is not safe. The system is working. Right?
Exactly.
I told you the mentality of people back home. One, wickedness. Our people are wicked. This Yoji. But now they can't put me here. And this Yoji now is wicked to their people. Extremely wicked. Amaram Kamani gets in with a low $100 million church auditorium. He doesn't have a single factory to give people food. Or one factory to employ people. It is better for Nigerian pastors to build factories, industries, to employ their people than to build churches. It is better for us. The system is not working in Nigeria because, one, when the Europeans came and brought Christianity, what they did, they brought Christianity and brought education. You said it. You have already said it.
Exactly.
They brought education. Education is free. They are begging you to go to school because they know what it, so that you become somebody in future. You will not be a nuisance. But these are our pastors. They prefer to train their own children. They will see somebody that is brilliant in that church that doesn't even have money to pay for school fees. Somebody is brilliant, but they will not support him. They will not give him scholarships because they are selfish. All he's doing is his business. The church is a business in Nigeria. It's a business. You see them, they will go and rent a shop, start from shop, put three chairs, 4 chairs, start ringing bell, announcing God. Before you know it, they come 6, 7, 8 because of our vulnerability of people back home. They're calling God here. Early morning prayer, any morning rise, I don't know what they call it. Any morning prayer. You have prayed in your house. You have prayed in your house before you leave. Why are you branching somewhere? Why are you branching somewhere? There's no place you stay and call your God. My father told me that when you want to pray to your God, sit down in your house, go to your closet. It's even in the Bible. Call God, He will answer you. He's everywhere. What else? Somebody gave a testimony from my own time. I saw him in the Facebook. He gave a testimony. This guy was arrested wrongly from our village, Obanam, Delta State, Asaba. He was arrested wrongly and was thrown into prison by SARS people. You know how they do? They will forge so many things. I know. They say he's an armed robber. He's a money laundering. A lot of things on him. This boy has no father, has no mother. They put him in prison. He stayed 6 months in Abuja. He was crying in the prison. Until somebody came, a lawyer came and started asking questions. What happened? Until he was singled out from that place, they took him to court in Abuja. Abuja said that this guy did not do anything here, that he cannot prosecute him in Abuja. Take him back to Asaba. They took him back to Asaba. When his case was called up in Asaba, the judge looked at his case. There's no evidence to prove that this boy did anything wrong. He was acquitted. He was asked to go. He was walking on the street. Now he has no father, he has no mother. He was walking on the street. And he was calling God. Why did this thing happen to me? Come and help me. He didn't go to church, yo. He was just calling God, talking. That's what he said. He was in prison when God answered him from Abuja back to Asaba, from outside now. That there was something he saw on the internet. He just applied in US. They replied him. They say, you are free to come. Or he come to where? Where you don't have money? You don't have passport. How do I come? They said, okay, there's no worry. Don't worry. We're coming for you. They sent him an email. gave him address where he has to go for passport, and he went there. The embassy, Nigerian U.S. embassy in Nigeria, saw him. Are you so person? Say yes, okay, come in. They took him passport, gave him everything. I said, you are traveling the next week to the U.S. This is true. Like, this is my own person. This is my own from my town. I don't say I know. I had it. This is my own. I know him. He came to Facebook and tell everybody what happened from prison to U.S. So God can answer you anywhere, as far as your hand is clean. As far as your hand is clean.
If that guy has gone to church within that week, the pastor will now claim the glory.
Before you say something, let me tell them. Before you continue, I know you want to say something. Let me tell them. I believe it's unfortunate that YouTube did not send notification to many people, but I believe all those people are attacking me, telling me that I'm fighting church. You are hearing from the people's mind. One thing I like about democratic communities, people are allowed to free their mind. When you speak your mind, they will come for you. I hope and believe you people are hearing. These are from other people's views. Please, my brother, continue.
So what I'm trying to say is this: God can answer you anywhere you are. As far as one principle about God is that keep your hand clean.
This is what I said. This is exactly what I said.
Keep your hand clean. Don't involve in anything bad that you hurt other people. You pray to God, God will answer you. He can answer you from anywhere. This is from prison. The boy said from prison. The boy, I don't want to mention the boy's name here because they will look somehow. He said from prison to US. From prison to US. He never dreamed of going to US before. Where is the money? He doesn't have parents. You see that? So those people that argue, they are not really Christians. Christianity means your neighbor around you. How are they feeling about you? Which impact are you making for them? What are you doing for them? For the poor people around you, because you must have poor people around you. You start your Christianity from your home, from your background, from your area, from your community. That is where Christianity starts from. It's not by jumping up to where the rich people are and be jumping up, putting 1 million naira for them, trying to show that you have money. No, that is not Christianity. That is not Christianity. Christianity has to start from how do you treat people around you. That is Christianity. They don't know. This is hard principle.
Excuse me, my brother. My brother is the new. We are not talking about pastors. We are not talking about churches. We are not criticizing pastors. We are not criticizing churches. What we are saying is what will help to restore Biafra and to bring our leader Mazin Nnamdi Kanu. We people are getting it wrong. We are not talking about pastors because pastors are not our problem. That is our problem. No. What we are looking for is a solution that will fasten the release of Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, please.
So we're not fighting anybody the way you like. You practice your Christianity the way you want, but we are begging people that sit at home on Sunday is necessary, is compulsory. Thank you.
Thank you, my brother. Before you go, there is another thing. Before my brother Chief Survivor, do you want to say something?
Yeah, in this issue of why is it repeating? It's repeating itself. Can you hear me?
Continue. I've muted it from Mr. Williams. I just muted him.
Okay. So in this issue of Christianity, you see, when it comes to, I don't know how people who call themselves Christian, I don't know how. The major problem I can see is that most of them don't know what Christianity is. You see, there are sometimes you see some of them. There was a time Mazin Nnamdi Kanu made a broadcast when he was talking about the pastors. All of them came against Mazin Nnamdi Kanu. Some of them went overboard to begin to talk against Mazin Nnamdi Kanu because he pointed out an important issue on the life of the people. Mazin Nnamdi Kanu was not attacking Christianity itself. Mazin Nnamdi Kanu was not attacking Christianity because, as far as I know, Mazin Nnamdi Kanu is more Christian than so many people who claim to be Christians. Mazin Nnamdi Kanu is more Christian than so many pastors who claim to be Christian. In his attitude, in his behavior, he is much more Christian than any one of them. But these people who claim to be Christians, they don't know what Christianity is all about. When these people were called Christian, people who claim to be Christian, when they were called Christian in Antioch, why were they called Christian? Why were those people called Christian in Antioch? The only reason why they were called Christian is because they were behaving like Christ. It wasn't about religion. It is a way of life. It is not a religion. It is because their life was a resemblance of Christ-like. That is why they were called Christians. And anybody that is living that life, that looks at that life of a Christ, is a Christian. That is why when you see some people who talk about born again, this or that, most of them are not even Christian. They are not. They are not Christian. Our Supreme Damasi is much more Christian than so many of them. Because when you look at their way of life, all these people who claim to be Jew, and there is no resemblance of Christ in them. There's no resemblance of Christ. Christ that we know lived a very short time on earth, and that time he left the earth, he owned no property. Christ owned no property. The only property he owns are his brethren. He didn't even have a church where he was ministering. He was going from places to minister. He was living a very simple life. And the major message of Christ was provision. He was not only preaching, he was providing for the people he was preaching for. Every place Christ preached, he was providing for people he was preaching for. He went to the extent of providing a tax. He provided the tax and gave the disciples, go and pay tax. Pay your own and pay my own. That was what Christ did. Christ, even when he was preaching, people were hungry. He didn't say, go home and find food to eat. He didn't discourage them. Even when his disciples were trying to discourage him on feeding them, what did Christ do? Christ brought fish and he did a miracle to feed everybody. People ate and they had extra. That is the life of Christ. And people of this day, you will gather poor people in the church. They will go back home hungry. They will even bring the money, the last card they have in their house, they come in the church. They will donate that much that one in the church and go back home hungry. After clapping and jumping, the hunger will increase. The hunger will increase. They clap and jump, and the hunger will increase. They will go back empty-handed. You will tell them to have hope. That person that is telling them to have hope, Christ, as Christ was preaching healing, was preaching love, was preaching everything he was preaching. He was giving out everything that he preached. Christ was preaching healing and protection. In the protection of Christ, Christ was not going with security any day. Christ did not believe in security. He didn't believe in holding arms to protect him. Even when a disciple tried to protect him when Judas betrayed him, at the last minute when they wanted to capture him, his own disciple was holding a knife with him to protect him. He told him to put back his knife. He doesn't need it. That if he wants the soldiers of heaven to fight for him, he will command them to come and fight for him. But today, the pastors of today will give people emblem to put in their car, will give them water to sprinkle, but they will carry armor tank, carry soldiers with AK-47 to be following them up and down. Meaning that they don't believe in what they are preaching. They don't believe in what they are preaching. They will preach love. They will preach love. Even among themselves, they hate each other. Look at TB Joshua that died. TB Joshua that died, who supposedly is a pastor among them, they rejected him, even at death. Even at death, they rejected him. They were preaching against him. They called him different kind of name. They called him different kind of name. And he's supposed to be one of them. They preached against him in their pulpit. Not only TB Joshua, so many of these people we see again who preach love don't have any single love in them. So many of them, even trace them to their own family. They don't have love in their family. They don't have unity. How can you give something that you do not have? It is not fight against Christianity. This is fight against the evil men. These evil men are in government. They are in the church. They are in the mosque. They are even in the traditional religion. They are there. So when we are talking about civil disobedience to release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and to give us freedom of Biafra, we are going to touch all angles. It doesn't matter whom you are. If you are a traditional ruler, traditional religion, if you are a Muslim, you are a Christian, whatever you think you believe in, we are talking about the evil men in these very areas. They are everywhere. And these evil men, they are Fulani, they are Yoruba, they are Igbo, they are Ijaw. It doesn't matter their language. We talk about them and we bring them and shame them.
So
when you begin to see them, the greatest language they use language, they say, touch not my anointed, touch not my anointed. Ask that person who is telling you to touch not my anointed, who is the anointed of God? How do you know somebody who is anointed? How do you know somebody who is anointed? The only man I know that is anointed is a man that speaks the truth and does not lie. And the only anointed man that I know in Nigeria as we stand is our Supreme Master Nnamdi Kanu. That's why they can never touch him. And anybody that touches Master Nnamdi Kanu will pay with his or her own life. He must be released unconditionally. Thank you, my sister.
My brother, we have deliberated much on the issue of sit at home and Sunday, especially the one that is causing more problem now is this Sunday sit at home. Now we are going to move forward. And before I said this, I have something to say. You know, when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped recently, there has been protests all over the country, all over the world, I can say. And with the combination of this sit at home, this even make Nigerian government to bring him out in the courts for the first time. But I was surprised that they later cancel it, the leadership later cancel it and say that there should not be any protests in Kenya embassy, there should not be any protests in UK embassy. Now, and ever since then, they have not profiled another solution or another way, because before you can leave what is working for you, you must have getting another one that is better than the one you have before you drop the one that you think that is working. Now, do you see that ever since this issue of protest has been cancelled, do you know now that this issue of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is no more, I don't know how to put it, it's no more hot the way it used to be. And my question is now, why do they cancel it? What have we achieved ever since the cancellation of this protest all over the world? You were in this show when a woman from, I think from Abuja, right? When she called, she said that that protest is having more impact in this thing. That why did they cancel it? Now, what do you think that made them to cancel it? Should we start it again? You and Mr. Williams, I don't know who wants to talk first. Okay, I will unmute you, Mr. Williams. Let me unmute you.
Okay.
So you are muted now.
Okay, thank you, my sister. My brother, thank you so much. I don't see any reason why they should cancel protests overseas. I don't see any reason for that. Before, is it DOS that canceled it, or who did? Because I've not heard about it. Why should DOS cancel protests all over the world? What are we going to show people that this bad thing is happening back home in Nigeria? It was when the protest was happening everywhere, here and there, that people are getting to know, the world were getting to know what is really happening. What is really happening, and we're trying to express ourselves. Now that you cancel it, what did you bring on board? Nothing. I don't want to condemn DOS. I don't want to condemn them, but I believe that what they are doing is extremely wrong. They need to seek public opinion before they take decision. DOS does not mean that when three of you sit in the house or you say something and it happens. That is what is happening in Nigeria. That is the problem that is happening in Nigeria. When three people sit and say, this is what they are going to do, they will implement it. You understand? That is what is happening back home in Nigeria. Why did they want to bring such idea to Biafra, to IPOB? Why did they want to bring such idea? Three people or four people will sit down and decide what will happen to everybody. No.
My brother, you are still here. I have a caller here. I'm suspecting she's the woman that talked about the impact of this protest. Let me bring her in so that we can hear what she has to say. My sister, Obi, welcome to the program. Obi, can you hear us? Welcome to the program. Yeah, she's the one. Obi, welcome to the program. We can hear you.
Yes. Good afternoon, all. God bless you people. God bless all Biafrans. I can hear you because that is shaking. The voice is having echo. Can you hear me clearly?
I have muted it now. It's no more doing.
Okay. Ụmụnne m ka na-ekwukwa ihe ahụ m kwuru 3 weeks ago. Ụmụnne anyị ndị nọ outside the nation, biko unu n'anya unu afụ na struggle a na-anyụzikwa ka ọkụ o. Biko ahịhịa ndị mbọsị a ka nka na-ayọkwa biko. Unu asịwa na m na-ekwu too much kama na ka o si wee dịrị anyị ebe a ka m ji maka ya wee na-ekwu. Ogbugbu a na-egbu anyị ka na-agakwa n'ihu karịa etu ọ dịbu before, mana onweghị onye uzu ọbụla na-egbu ya. Ịpụta ka ị were foonu gị seta ma ọ bụ rekọdụ tenitin, akpụrụ ma gị ma foonu zorisie ya n'ihu gị ebe ahụ, kpụrụ onye ahụ ya hafụ ozi again. Nwanne anyị nwoke Nnamdi ka na-anọrọ ebe ọ bụrụ na ndị a na-outside ya ebido protest ahụ etu ahụ ọ dị na mbụ, biko ka anyị bido ya. Unu mana anyị mee ya side ebe a ha gbagbusie anyị ka anyị na-eme sit-at-home anyị. Sit-at-home ụbọchị ụka dị anyị mma, anyị ga na-eme ya. Anyị na-eme ihe Chukwu Okike chọrọ ebe ọbụla anyị nọ kpọọ ya ọ ya aza anyị. Ọ bụghị iwu bụ na mgbe anyị ji jee n'ụlọ ụka jee na-emere ha biznes senta ebe ahụ, bikos ụfọdụ n'ime ha bụ ozikwa ihe a Baịbụl dere ka ha na-eme. Ụfọdụ n'ime ha jizi abụ ebe ha ji achụ nta ego, ha gwa anyị ọzọ hapụkwa ha na-eme nke ha na-eme. Ịnụtacha ihe nzuzu ụfọdụ n'ime ha na-eme sef ihe ya sị mba na Baịbụl ga kụbi ya n'ụlọ, mana Chukwu Okike ya kpọkara ha ọkụ bụ ndị na-ebute ada mkpụrụ obi ụmụ mmadụ mba n'ikpere Chukwu n'ime mmụọ na eziokwu. So Sunday sit-at-home mụnwa afụkwa ya as any problem o. In fact ndị nọ n'ụlọ ebe a laikiri ya sef ka anyị nọrọ kine n'ụlọ kpere dị n'ekpere ahụ. Anyị ma mụọ nke ahụ anyị nọ n'ụlọ ekpe ka Chukwu nna ya eji mụ ya ka medie ndị anyị ebere anyị na-ayụ ya. Ụmụnne anyị ndị outside biko, ama m na ọ dị izi beta ọ bụrụ na anyị ebidokwa protest ahụ etu ahụ esi eme ara mba niile mgbe ahụ ebe niile Biafra na-ekwu everywhere, biko ka anyị bido na emebi ya o. Ha hapụrụ anyị Nnamdi Kanu na onwe ihe o mere. Ọ bụrụ na onye ike ka ha furu bute ha gbuwazie obodo a bụ Naijiria, ha tụwa ya ka nkụ ndị ọbụla na-aba, ha were onye ike gbuwa ya, ndị ọzọ si na ha na-anọ ha gbuwapụta anyị nwa bụ Biafra etu anyị nọ mgbe a kpọrọ anyị Eastern Region ka anyị nabaziere n'onwe anyị n'ọrụ onwe anyị. Ha weta referendum ndị si na ha achọghị iso anyị, ha nọrọ anyị naba kenenụ ka anyị marazie ntụ a Chukwu akere anyị ga-esi wee hapụ anyị bikos onwe nata ka ọ hapụ anyị. Ọ sịkwa na anyị gbado ụkwụ n'ala n'ije a n'ọkwa anyị n'azụ, n'ọkwa anyị ka ọ dị n'aka anyị nwa ka ọ na-eche. Mana ndị kwe na ndị ekweghị ndị nọ n'isi ajụ ndị anyị si na ha bụ ndị na-achị anyị, ọkwa ha na-egbu anyị o, ọkwa ha na-egbu anyị. A na-ekwu na onwere ndị ekpotere a na-egbu binata ha maka ha na-egbukwa anyị na-egbu ha, mana anyị na-ekwu ede ndị ha ya na-ekwu ya. Hope ụzọ dị njọ bịa n'anya fụ na-ememina na ndị okpotara ọ jekwa jee kpọọ isi ana gbuo ikpere ana sisi kpoo ya ndị ọzọ dị ikwu ya ego na ya na-egbusi ụmụnne ya. Nwoke yi maskị nọ ebe na-eburukwa ego bụ ya kpoo ya ndị ọzọ ekpodata abịa na-egbu ụmụ mmadụ na-amụ ụlọ ọkụ ọ na-atụ ya. Chineke ya nye dị n'anyị bịa ka ya bụ nwoke ya bụ oke oyibo ka anyị mara n'ebe ọ ya anọ, ma ọ ya bụ anụ elu ka ọ ya bụ anụ ala ka ọ ya ọ nọ na Biafra. Ha Chineke ya emekwa ihe dị egwu. Bikonu tibe na ọnụ amam ihe ha ji kansụl protest ndị nọ na diaspora na-eme si bidokwu ya again biko. Ngwa ụnụ ọmụrụ ọkụ n'ụwa niile amara na ihe na-eme na o nwere nwa agụ aka ji si bidio ọzọ donu ka anyị nwa na ọkwa saịdị a na-eme sit-at-home anyị na-ekpekwa ekpere anyị na Chineke na-anụkwa ekpere anyị.
Okay. Ị chọrọ ikwu okwu ka okay.
Please.
Okay. Ị nwere ike ikwu. Nwere ihe ikwu oke ịgwa nwaanyị.
Nwanne nwaanyị ụjọ ya atụ n'anyị ike ya gwụ n'anyị etu isi ekwu obi dị m anwụrị that isi obodo Biafra wee na-akpọ anyị wee na-agwa anyị ihe dị n'ọnwa. We are going to continue it here. I can video at this place. But even na chọgwa bụ ịgwa ndị DOS ndị DOS my sister nke wa ka nna agwa now Linda DOS how do you reach DOS and tell them that the opinion of the masses is let us start back our protest in diaspora because we still want them to say something. He can't be suppressing us. I told me if you not suppress here. I told me if you not suppress here. What are we doing?
Nna my brother, ihe na-ekwu na aka na-ekwukọ maka ama otu minista baa n'okwu ụgbọ ọgụ. Ama m ikwu okwu ha sị na ị na-anụso ha ọgụ. Ime n'elu ha sị na ị na-anụso ha ọgụ na ị na-achallenge.
No, this is democracy. This is the idea. Biafra. That is the end. No, that is not how we want it. DOS should go back and tell them, please, we should start our peaceful protest. Please, overseas in diaspora. They let the world know what is happening. We shouldn't do protest. So we're bringing the general idea overseas that nobody should do protest. Is that what they mean? Is that what they're telling us? How do we get to DOS? How do we get to them? How do we get to them? Because all the Karawat with the sacred cow. How do we get to them? How do we get to them? That's what I'm asking.
Of course, they are watching. They are here. They are watching this program.
Good. DOS. I am telling you that what you said was very, very wrong. You people should go back and say that we should start our protest abroad. Nigeria. Nigeria, that when you come out, they will kill you. No. You are coming out, when you come out, they will see what is happening. As Naka for 6 months, something against Nigerian government with something against this guy. Okay, take him to court. Prosecute him, let us see. They don't know what to do. Because in the first place, the way they brought Manikano back to Nigeria was very wrong. They went against international law. That is one. How can you prosecute him? When you know they are Zulu, how do you prosecute that person? A lot of IPOB members, a lot of Biafra, they are in detention. Detention camps everywhere. And they go out from Imo State, now Abuja. They go out from Abia, now Abuja. And our governors are keeping quiet and they're watching. So what is the DOS doing? DOS, what are they doing? They want to suppress us. Nigeria. Who are they? We don't have rich, we don't have poor. Who are they that is doing this nonsense? I don't know. Nonsense. Why would they say that now protest should stop? Which opinion would they seek for? It's public opinion you will seek first. We want to do this, do that. People will talk. Put it in the internet. They will vote. That's how to do. That is in the civilized world. That's how to do something. If you want, if there's something that you're not doing behind, I don't wait for dinner behind. Go to one careful. The if I to give me, I got question to protest outside. Come by my question. Is there any reason I will get to question? And you never yana. When you have a general of TSC within the beer, you will do this. And you vote where? People will vote and they will say we should stop. That's everybody's opinion. That is public opinion. They will just say something. Who are they? Keep many. It's annoying. It's annoying. Look at one Biafra and why you feel that it was working. If I remember diaspora is working for them back home. The people back home cannot protest. One are not doing what sit at home. She's supporting on Sunday sit at home because someone like Yulu. This is the only way we can air our grievances to the national government. This is the only way we can do it. If you come out to protest, they will shoot, they will kill you. But how many boys were we gonna allow Biafra? And I go people like I go.
I can't make since the mother that's not mother problem so one day problem so catch us so I want now and not the Biafra can job they know to annual
envy.
Yeah, we so I had the yeah, we so one word. One let be there, carry on your blood, carry a camas in the you cannot do it. onye ọbụla chọrọ ịbụ Simon Ekpa ngwa mekwana ya Simon Ekpa na-eme mba onye ọbụla chọrọ ịbụ survivor mekwana ihe survivor na-eme everybody onye ọbụla Chineke ekere Chineke nyere anyị onyinye dị iche iche
so in my own conclusion can conclude biko ana m ayọ on this your platform let's just go back to protest overseas. I'm in support of protest. 1 year now. All the support. We don't support. Let us go back to protest in diaspora. My family is in support. Let us go back to protest in diaspora. Please, let the DOS know that we did not support to stop it. We didn't support that. I don't remember before. I'm just hearing it now because I was so busy. I didn't hear about it. What is happening? Why are they bringing us back? Well, the last one they did, 2 days to do this at home, they cancelled it. We kept quiet. We said, okay, can I go Shaga? When you are doing something that you are not carrying people along, how is it going? Please, my sister Linda, let the DOS know that the masses are not in support of their decision. Simple. We're not in support.
Thank you, my brother. This very issue we are talking about.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Last time when our sister called, Sister Obi called, she called last time to speak about the same matter, and we talked about it. And up till now, nothing yet has been done. And you see, this is why you see so many people speaking ill of that DOS. When you see people talking about DOS, it's not that they are talking about DOS because they hate them or because they hate them or because they want to take over from them or they want to do. But people are speaking because of their attitude towards issues. People are speaking because of their attitude toward issue. Every Biafran, we are all wise people. We have our common sense in us. Biafrans have common sense. And when you do the right thing, the people will praise you. If you do the wrong thing, they won't praise you.
Mm-hmm.
Go and check every decision that this very DOS have taken from the very time Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped up to date. Every decision they have taken they are all against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Every single decision they have taken. These are people who claim to be following Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who claim to be with him from the very first day he started the struggle. Some of them claim to have been eating with him every night. Some of them claim to be traveling with him every day. But every decision they are taking stands against what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu stands for. Every decision. From the day Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped up to the day, I can begin to name them one by one. Every decision they have taken. If you want to know whom they are, what they stand for, go and check. Every decision they have taken, none of them is for good of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. None of them is for good of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that you and I know, we know him. His messages are still out there. The broadcasts that he has made are out there. If you don't know him, just watch 1 or 2 broadcasts of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you will know who he is. It doesn't matter if you have been with him with donkey years. It doesn't matter if you've been with him for 50 million. It is just like what we are talking about Christianity. What is happening in IPOB today is just like what we are talking about Christianity. When you see people begin to parade themselves as Christians, people begin to exalt themselves ahead of God. That is what is happening in IPOB today. You see people parade themselves as followers of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They parade themselves as leaders of IPOB. But what they are representing doesn't have anything to do with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that you and I know is a man that is very consistent. And he has said it time and time again, he has nothing to do with Nigerian politicians. He has nothing to do with it. The only thing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is asking for is what? Self-determination for his people. But go and check what people are doing. Since Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped, up to this day, every decision they are taking stands against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I was listening the day they made the announcement in Radio Biafra, and they said that every protest has to stop and every protest has to be channeled to Kenya Embassy. Why do you have to channel protest to the Kenya Embassy? For what? For what reason? Why do you channel protest to Kenya embassy? What will the Kenya embassy offer you to the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Kenya, that we all know, African country, Africans do not obey law and they are shameless. They don't care. Africans are shameless, just the way Nigerian government is shameless. That is the way every African country, they are shameless. They don't care. The only countries that have a little shame in them are the foreign countries, the European countries, the American. They are the countries that have shame in them. That when you begin to call them out and begin to talk about the evil that they do, they pretend they will be ashamed of themselves. African countries don't. They have sold their shame long ago. And when you saw something that's working, people were protesting in Nigeria, in foreign embassies, US embassies, UK embassies, in BBC, CNN, instead of holding on those important places that people will see and watch and know what is happening. You begin to cage us. They started by caging us back to Africa. They cage us back to Africa where people don't respect law and order, where people have lost shame. Protest in Kenya embassy 101 times. Nothing is going to change. Is it Kenya embassy that will release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Kenya embassy cannot release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They have nothing to do with release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. When you are talking about the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the freedom of Biafra, the people that are going to be concerned, the people who are supposed to shift their hand to do something that is going to shake the Janjaweed, the people that can do something that can affect the Janjaweed, are British government, US, UK, and all these media houses. They are the only people that can do something that will affect this Janjaweed, not Kenya. Kenya cannot do anything that will turn anything. They cannot do anything that will affect the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Nothing whatsoever. We all know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped in Kenya. You know that. I know that. Kenya denied until they can't deny, to an extent they can't deny anymore. Up to today, Nigeria has not come out to own up that they went to kidnap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in Kenya. When people were protesting, to let the world, keep that very thing, keep that fire burning. The DOS came and calmed people down. That was how the protest died. When they called people back to Kenya embassy, that was how the protest died. That was how the protest died. Because who is going to listen to you in Kenya? Go and sleep in Kenya embassy. They cannot do anything that will affect the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Nothing. And for some of us who are not watching Simon Ekpa, go and watch Simon Ekpa at all times. Watch him, more especially the expose that he's going to make tomorrow. Go and watch it. There was something that Simon Ekpa said when he was making his broadcast yesterday when I was watching. He said, until Biafrans wake up and make Nigeria know that it is more, do something that will make Nigeria realize that it is more expensive to keep Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in captivity than to keep him outside. Until we do that, they cannot release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We have to do everything possible to make Nigerian government know that it is more expensive to keep Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in captivity than to keep him outside. Until we do that, we can't get our leader out. And how do we do that? You are going to do that by mounting pressure on them. You can't mount pressure on them through Kenya. Mount pressure on them through Britain. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a British citizen. He is not a Nigerian. He has denied Nigerian citizenship for a very long time. This is more reason why we have to mount our protests in British embassies all over the world. You go to CNN, go to BBC, go to Al Jazeera, all those important media, they are the mouthpiece where people are watching. That is why you have to besiege their offices and protest for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Let them speak about it. It is not Kenya. And in Nigeria, those of us who are in Nigeria, continue on civil disobedience. Anything that you can do to make sure that that country becomes more difficult than it is now, to make sure that the politicians in the Southeast cannot know peace, they can't have a landing space. That is what you will do to make sure that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is released. There are certain things you do. When we begin, until we begin to do those things, until we begin to give those politicians sleepless nights, they cannot do what they're supposed to do. And when they are talking about when they're talking about a political solution, let me tell you, there can never be any political solution without civil disobedience. It can't happen. You cannot get any political solution without civil disobedience. We are not telling them to stop. The people who are pursuing the political solution, they should go ahead and continue to pursue it. But that political solution can never be effective until civil disobedience takes over. It is civil disobedience that will move the hand of these politicians. It is this civil disobedience that will move the hand of the caliphate to, by themselves, they will themselves will call for this very political solution that we are begging for. They will call for it. They will definitely call for it. How do you do it? When you begin to make the country difficult, when you make them know that it is more difficult and more expensive to keep Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in captivity than to leave him outside. Let them know it is very expensive to hold the supreme leader of IPOB in captivity. But instead of doing that, what are we doing? We are making them feel relaxed. The DOS is making Nigerian Janjaweed government feel relaxed and feel that they are in control. They are even controlling us, telling us when we will protest and when we will not protest. They are telling us when we will have sit at home and we will not have sit at home. The Nigerian government is control. Instead of us taking the control of the affairs of what is happening in regards to the rate of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we allow the politicians, the Janjaweed government to take control. And it can never work until we begin to do things right. It can never be well. That is why we have to increase the pressure on civil disobedience, increase it in all front. Anything, if you are a prayerist, pray more. If you are praying one time, pray twice. If you are sitting at home Sunday and Monday, add more days. Anything you are doing, increase it. That is the way Mazi Nnamdi Kanu can be released. Thank you, my brother. You can come in.
Please, I'm begging every Biafra, every IPOB member to continue protesting wherever you are in diaspora. We should not stop. That is mine. I'm saying we should not stop protesting in diaspora. Please, DOS, don't stop us, because you have made this struggle now to be going down. You are slowing down the pace of this struggle, which is not good for us. We cannot get it this way. My brother, you have said everything. I support you in totality. Please let this go to DOS, that the masses are not in support of their decision. The protest in diaspora should continue. That's it. Thank you and bye.
Okay.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, my brother. So, if there's any other person that wants to call in to contribute, the line is open. Not when I want to finish, somebody will be calling. Now, my brother Chooks, let's look at the issue of leadership now. You see how things are going. Now, people do not know whom to believe because everywhere is scattered, as I can say. How do you think that this issue of leadership can be resolved or put together in order to drag people's attention, in order to make or help people to know whom they will believe or whom they will listen to?
Yeah, thank you, my sister. In the issue of leadership of Biafra struggle now, I can tell you that the leadership of Biafra struggle now is in the hand of every one of us. It's in the hand of every one of us. Anybody that call him or herself a Biafra, the first thing you have to do is to be sincere to yourself and be truthful to yourself. If you're sincere to yourself and you're truthful to yourself, you will not be confused. But if you are one of those who still believe lies, even when the truth is very open and clear, well, you continue to confuse yourself and continue to parade lies. The truth of the matter is that the truth of the struggle is very, very plain and open. If you see somebody who is not consistent, do not follow them. They have nothing to offer. You see people who are not truthful, do not follow them. They have nothing to offer. Because the man who have led the foundation that we are following is a person that is consistent and truthful. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been very, very consistent. And he's very truthful. What he tells you today, he will tell you tomorrow, and he will tell you many years to come. He has been fighting for the self-determination for Biafrans, and he is fighting for it up to today. He said he desires Biafra or death. He is standing with it. Let me tell you, if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu decide to drop Biafra struggle today, he will be released the following day. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, as he has vowed that he's going to stand for you and I, he is fighting for us and he has given it all. And if you want to follow him, listen to your inner mind. The spirit of Biafra is willing to tell you what to do at all times. The spirit of Biafra is willing to tell you what to do at all times. Do not listen to somebody because the person is carrying a flag of Biafra. Do not listen to somebody because the person is wearing the cloth of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in his body. Do not listen to somebody because the person claimed to be a member of IPOB or a member of leadership or whatever. Do not listen to them because you are going to listen to somebody because the people are truthful and consistent. And let me tell you, the beautiful thing is that everybody's record, all these people who claim to be leaders, people who claim to know it all, their record is online. Their videos are online. When you listen to their video and see their record, you will know whom to follow. So many of them who are parading themselves as Biafra agitators, you can see them. The record about them is online. The only thing that most of us are very lazy, we can't be able to search. The record about them online. You see some of them, they are now interested in chasing a viral video. Any viral video that come out, they will grab the viral video and begin to discuss about irrelevant things. They will forget about the struggle and begin to discuss about irrelevant things. And when you see people who are not taking decisions that favors as who base their argument on gossip, on blackmailing their own brother, why must you ever follow such a person? Once you found a lie in anybody who claims to be fighting for Biafra, stay away from that person. You are endangering your life. For now, the only person I can tell you that I have listened to a very long time, is still following this footstep of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is Simon Ekpa. It doesn't matter. I am not forcing you to believe. I'm not begging you to go and follow him. I'm not trying to campaign for him. I am telling you what I know because I have been watching him even before Mazi Nnamdi Kanu pointed him out for Biafrans. Before Mazi Nnamdi Kanu pointed him out, I have been following him. I've been watching his videos. And up to today, he has not deviated from what he has been doing when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was there and up to now. You can see people who are talking against him. Go and check the points they have against him. What crime has he committed? That is what you ask yourself. This man that they are persecuting, calling him different kind, what crime has he committed? Check all the people that they are calling names. What crime have they committed? Go and check. When you verify and you find out that what they are telling you about them is true, you make your choice on who to follow. If you find out that what they are telling against them is a lie, you can even make your choice also. But the truth is very open. It is very open. That's why sometimes I find it difficult to understand why some Biafrans say they are confused about who is saying the truth or the right way to follow or the right way not to follow. If you're a follower of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, his videos are still there. He has been very, very consistent on what we want and what we will do, where we go and where we will not go, the things we support and things we will not support. They are all there. When you see people supporting those things that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu stands against, why would you have doubt on who to follow? When you see that people who are supposed to be fighting for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they are fighting against somebody who is doing something to make sure that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being released. Why are you going to be confused? Today, you can see people who are making the effect. The struggle has changed shape. You can see our mothers in the United States. Our mothers in the United States who have been on background for a very long time, they have been on the background. But today, they are speaking out on their program. They are speaking out on their program, calling out people and speaking out, setting the record straight. They are fighting for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, not in the hidden, in the open. Speaking of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and doing everything possible to make sure that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being released. But meanwhile, those who are supposed to fight for him are busy gossiping, making unnecessary statements, sacking people unnecessarily. We must continue. It doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter what they say. It doesn't matter how they try. We will surely overcome and Biafra will come. Thank you so much and remain blessed.
Okay, my brother, thank you. Thank you so much for this wonderful contribution. Now, you will say I'm bombarding you with questions. A lot of people are asking or dropping comments here and they appreciate what you are saying. They said, you know what you are saying. Now next year, now this year is almost gone. In no less than 2 or 3 weeks, now we'll be entering a new year. And you and I know that next year now, election will commence. And if we, Biafrans or Mazen and the Kano followers, did not organize ourselves now, within these 2 weeks that is remaining of this year, we need to organize ourselves, because believe you me, like there's something you said here that I pointed out, that many people, they like following trending issues. So now that we are not organized, next year now, campaign will start, election will start. If we don't organize ourselves and channel our energy and our efforts in a particular thing, which is to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Biafra restoration, if we are not able to do this, next year now, election campaign will start. And you see, some of these people that are saying they are fighting for Biafra, they are supporting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, their platform will be used for campaign. What do you have to say about this?
You are right, my sister. You are very right. You are right. That is why most time I talk about the issue of distraction. That is the strategy of the enemy. That is the strategy of the enemy. The Janjaweed government, we know that their strategy. They will always bring one topic to keep people busy. They will create one topic to keep people busy. Before you know it, you forget about what they're saying and you say a different thing. Distraction from all angles. But the only people who are not distracted are people who knows what they are doing, who are true followers of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Election is coming. Even though we know that that election cannot hold, by the special grace of Chukwu Kabiama, we are praying that that election never hold. But by next year, you are going to see more distraction that you are seeing today. More distractions are going to come. And many people will be swept away with the wave of that distraction. You saw what happened during the time of Anambra election. Anambra election, we were busy preaching against no election. We are preaching no election. Meanwhile, some people who supposedly were supposed to be fighting with us, they decided to support the election. And they say people should go and vote. They told people to go and vote while we are talking about no election. Even when they know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said there will be no election in Anambra State, even before he was captured. That is why I tell you that some people are going against everything that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu stands for. The people who are supposed to be leading now are going against it. That is why every single person has to stand firm and be consistent. Do not allow the issue of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Biafra struggle be swept under the carpet. That is what they are trying to do. They are trying to die down the issue and sweep it under the carpet. More especially the sit at home of Sunday and Monday. That is one of the major weapons we can use to keep that pressure. The major weapon we can use to keep that pressure in Biafra land, to keep that pressure high until Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being released. Monday sit at home and Sunday sit at home. As long as we continue to hold on these 2 days, hold it strong, hold it very strong, they can never sweep away the issue of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and that of freedom of Biafra. That is what we are saying. And we have to start planning now. We have to start on time, preparing ourselves to hold down on that very Sunday sit at home and Monday sit at home. If we don't hold on it very strong, they are going to sweep the issue of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu under the carpet. Before you know it, you will see them begin to promote their so-called Igbo presidency. Wait. Very soon, they are going to introduce somebody who they will tell you that is going to make everywhere better. You will see an Igbo contestant among the presidency. When they introduce the person who is going to stand for their Igbo presidency, then you will see many platforms will change. Many platforms will change because Nigerians, their brain has been so damaged that they don't focus on one thing. People cannot be consistent on what they are doing. Some think it is about personality. Some want to advertise themselves. Some just don't want to gain crowd. Because of that, they jump on any trending issue. And believe you me, Nigeria government are ready to create many trending topics for you. Nigeria government, they are ready at all times to create more trending topics for you. And you're going to see more. Don't be distracted. If you're a Biafran, you have to wake up. Either you're living abroad or living at home. In abroad, the protest in abroad has to kick off. We have to start protesting again. We have to start protesting again in the major places, in the important places, British Embassy, US Embassy, in the popular media stations. We have to resume that protest. That is the right way to go, to keep that fire on until Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is released. We don't have to relent. If we decide to play it low, we are going to lose it all. And may Chukwuka give us the strength and power to continue to fight until the last minute, until the last man standing. We will never give up. Biafra will definitely come. It will come. It doesn't matter how they delay it. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be free and very soon. Thank you and God bless all.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you so much. There is one other question I want to ask you before we end up this program. Somebody said he has been trying to call in, but it keep on disconnecting. Maybe it may be from your network, because I'm very sure that my own network is very sound and clear. If you weren't able to call in this today, you can call in tomorrow. So, what I want to ask is this. Yesterday, I made a video on this. I saw a write-up where the Northerners, the write-up was written by Northern Coalition. They said that our elders, that is the Elder Mbazurike and the rest that visited Buhari to beg if he can release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally. I remember when they went there, Malami said, he said it in national media that there is nothing like pardoning, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must follow the due process. So now, yesterday again, I saw a write-up where they said they cannot, if they should allow Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to come out, that he's going to set entire Nigeria ablaze, that he has been throwing bombs through his radio Biafra, that they must not allow him, that he will be there. It seems I have a caller here. Let me bring him in before I continue my question. Biafra, you are welcome.
Good afternoon,
Biafra,
madam.
the last miracle. Welcome, my brother or sister. I don't...
Good afternoon.
You're welcome.
I greet you all. The
Please,
survivor man.
so that we can
I
hear
greet
you.
you, sir.
We are hearing you, but your voice
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I cannot hear you clearly.
I'm here. I'm using wireless. Hello.
Can hear you. Can hear you. Go on.
Okay, sị ka m jiri Igbo wee kwuo maka marapụ asụsụ m sụba asụsụ ndị ọzọ.
Okay.
Nsị ka m kene ụnụ na ọrụ ọma ụnụ na-arụ.
Okay.
Isi na ike. Nsị ka m kene na o ji ihe nwata wenye aka elu mgbe aka rubere ihe ọ ya ewetu ya. Ihe a na-ayọ Chukwu ka
aka agbaji mgbaji ka aka ahụ ga-eme.
Ihe anyị na-ayọ Chukwu ka anyị mụrụ anya na be anyị maka ihe karịrị akarị, ka anyị mụrụ ezigbo anya na ihe ndị a na-emezi anyị karịrị akarị. Anyị amụghị ka Disemba anyị adị, kama ihe anyị na-ayọ Chukwu ka onye ọbụla ke Chukwu gọzie unu, jisi n'ike. Madam Linda, Miss Linda, ekenekwa gị, alụkwa maka ọrụ ọma ị na-alụ, biko jisi ike.
Okay, daalụ nwanne m nwoke, ekenekwa ngozi isi ya nọnyere anyị n'ụbọchị taa.
Daalụ.
Okay, ya gaziere gị. Kee ka side gị mere? Kee ka ị mere? Kee ka side ebe isi akpọ mere? Oh. So my brother, I think his network is not stable, but I believe he heard what I said, and we also heard what he said. Can you continue? Because this thing now, I don't, the way I'm seeing it now, they are not doing this issue of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I'm talking about the Nigerian government now. They are not doing it as a general problem or something. They now see it as the way they are taking Nigeria now, that some part of the country owns Nigeria. I also read a write-up where an Hausa politician also wrote that we should, the Igbo elders, they are planning to be president, that they can never be president, that after all, they have the highest number. So you can see all these things, and our people are seeing this, they are reading it, yet they bent on this just because of, it's just like somebody holding your thing and be giving you little by little. all the money that Nigeria is generating is coming from the Southeast, but yet Southeast is suffering. So I don't know when people's eyes will be open. I want to see your reaction on what I said now. That these people came out, they said they will not. It's not even as if Buhari said it himself. They said they will not, which means, does it mean that the power belongs to these people?
My sister, that is what you are seeing is the arrogance of the Northerners. These people are so arrogant and unrepentant. Very arrogant. That is why sometimes I wonder when you see people from the southern part of Nigeria, not just the Biafrans alone, even the Oduduwa people. They will just sit down and be watching this with the kind of arrogance and disrespect they give to other people. They don't care about anybody, they care about themselves. The Fulanization, we don't care about anybody. They don't have respect for anybody. That is why they call us all infidels. They feel that we deserve death and we don't deserve life. You see, every day you wake up, you see reason why you have to walk out of Nigeria by all means possible. Every sensible person in the southern part of Nigeria is supposed to be thinking of a way out of that very contraption. It's only those who are pretending because of their selfish interest, because of what they are getting, because of they are feeding themselves from the innocent blood of the people. They are the people who are still pretending. These people are so arrogant when they have forgotten that the life of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not in their hand. Even the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not in their hand. The only reason why they have the guts to begin to talk all those rubbish because of what these idiots are doing, people who call themselves leadership of the struggle. This is why sometimes I get mad at them. It is because of the inconsistency in the leadership of IPOB. That is why they have the guts to begin to talk rubbish. If we are doing what we are supposed to do, mounting pressure on what we're supposed to do, they will not have the guts to speak because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's freedom is not in their hand. They cannot decide. You went to Kenya and kidnapped an innocent man who has not committed any crime. You sent him to Nigeria through extraordinary rendition. You kidnapped an innocent man. Sent him to Nigeria through extraordinary. He committed an international crime. An international crime that you are supposed to be ashamed of yourself. You are supposed to be ashamed of yourself and thinking of how to redeem yourself. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not a Nigerian. He has denied Nigeria citizenship for a very long time. He is a British Biafran. He did not commit any crime in Kenya. He traveled to Kenya with his British passport. You kidnapped him against all odds, and he went and damn all consequences, committing an international crime and sent Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to Nigeria through extraordinary rendition. Instead of you to be ashamed of yourself for that international crime that you have committed, you have the guts to begin to talk down on that same man and abuse his own rights and abuse the right of his own people, insult his people on top of it. That is the height of insult. These people, they don't care about anybody, they care about themselves. But the life of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not in their hand. That is why every Biafran have to wake up and do what they're supposed to do. They have to wake up and do what they're supposed to do. More especially mount pressure on Britain, because Britain are the one that kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I can tell you that. It is British that kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in Kenya. If it is not British that kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in Kenya, why would they hold that the debate they had on their country? They had a debate and they did not mention the name of their own citizen that was kidnapped. They did not discuss about the issue of their own citizen that was kidnapped, who had not committed any crime. He was not found wanted in United Kingdom. United Kingdom government is not looking for him. He has not committed any crime. He traveled with the UK passport to Kenya, and then he was kidnapped and sent to Nigeria through extraordinary rendition. Nobody is talking about it. Instead, the country that committed this crime are still boasting. The people that committed this crime, war crime, that abused his rights, they are still boasting because they know that Britain is supporting them, that the world powers are supporting them. But it can't be for too long. It cannot be for too long. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu used to say that nobody will give us Biafra and nobody will fight for us except to fight for ourselves. This is why we have to continue on the civil disobedience, make it louder than ever. Nobody should believe these people who are talking about political solution. Don't stop what you are doing. Don't stop what you are doing because of political solution. We are not stopping them. Let them go ahead to seek on their political solution. But those of us, the ordinary people, we will continue on civil disobedience. Continue to embark on civil disobedience. Anything you know you can do to make sure that Nigeria is being free, continue to do that. Don't trust these people. You can see the kind of death that is happening in Biafra land. Even as you and I are talking now, as you are watching this video, some Biafrans are shedding their blood in that very contraption called Nigeria. As we are watching this video, as you are listening to me, there are some people who are losing their life now as we are speaking. Hope is in Imo State, killing people as we are talking. And you think it's okay. How are you going to make the world know what is going on? You saw the woman who called from Nigeria. She has said it again, that the media don't report what is happening in Biafra land. Even when Biafrans come out to record something with their video to show us to the world, they will kill them. Simply because you remove your camera to record what is happening and post it on media, they will arrest you and kill you. You know, that is why you see the videos are not coming out. Even recording the video of the sit at home, they don't record it anymore. Do you realize that people don't record the video of sit at home anymore?
Yes.
BBC
yes,
no longer
yes,
show the record of sit at home anymore.
Yes, you are right. They even stopped BBC. They just want to kill
They have
everyone.
stopped them, all BBC and all media, they have stopped them covering the issue of sit at home to make sure they demoralize us, those of us who are in this, who are talking about it. But we can't be demoralized. We know that sit at home is going on. Sit at home is going on. It has not stopped. It is going on more than ever, more than you can ever imagine. But these are weapons. These are the weapons they are using against us. They are using all these weapons to make sure they demoralize us. You see that man, that woman, Obi, that came to talk, Obi Okafor, that she came here to speak about it. That Biafrans are dying. Even as you and I are talking, they are killing Biafrans on a daily basis. In Imo State, Hope Uzodinma is inviting more soldiers. And he's not shy about it. You saw it when he went to visit Buhari. That he's asking for more manpower from Buhari. What is manpower? Manpower is asking for is more soldiers. And they have sent those more soldiers to go and begin to kill Biafrans. They kill Biafrans. You see a record that somebody, was it one of their conventional media, was I think it's AIT. AIT was interviewing one of the traditional rulers in one of those villages that they went and bombed. A traditional ruler was saying that they came to their villages, they kidnapped young men, catch young men. And those young men that they came to their houses to kidnap, the following day, they begin to parade them as members of ESN that were captured in the camp.
Can you imagine?
People, they went to their house to go and catch them in their house. Go and check the video. The video is on AIT. A traditional ruler was interviewed. They came to the village, captured people in their houses, burnt down their homes. The following day, they begin to parade them as people who they captured in the camp of ESN. And this is what they are doing on a daily basis against Biafra. These things are happening. Those people who call themselves political elites, who want to give you political solution, have you seen any one of them talking? Have you seen anyone making a case for us? Have you seen any one of them coming out to tell these people to stop bringing military to Igbo land? Have you seen any one of them saying it? And you, this is the people you are believing that they are going to fight for you. The only time that they are going to change from their evil way is when you continue to act perfectly on your civil disobedience. Intensify the struggle and make sure they do not have peace. Until we make them know that it is more expensive to continue to hold Mazen Nandekano than to leave him outside. Until when we do that, we will continue to lose people. We will continue to lose people. And I have to advise, Christmas never finish. For this Christmas, please don't go to your village. If you are in that contraction called Nigeria and you are a Biafran, do not travel to Biafra land. If you are already in the southwest or any place you are, remain there. Christmas doesn't finish. For security purpose, wherever you are and you're a Biafra, remain there. Those of us who are abroad, if you love yourself, don't make any move. Say you're traveling to Nigeria. Christmas never finish. This is not the time to travel. We are trying as much as possible to make sure that we have people who will walk into Biafra land alive. Christmas doesn't finish. Christmas will come and go. But as long as you're alive, Christmas will come meet you and go. More Christmas will be ahead. A living dog is better than a dead lion. Remember that. And we have to fight, run away to fight again. That is how you know a brave soldier. A brave soldier is a soldier that fights, run away to live to fight again next time. You don't fight to die. If you are a Biafran and you're not in Biafra land, wherever you are, please stay there to save your life. When the time comes, when we have to go back home to defend Biafra land, the call we made, and it's going to be very soon, we will go back home and defend our land. For those who are abroad, remember wherever you are, don't get into Nigeria. Everything they are doing now is against you and I. Wherever you are, civil disobedience, sitting at home will even save your life. Sitting at home on Sunday and on Monday will save your life and keep you alive. More especially in this Christmas period, it will keep you alive. Because the people we are facing are monsters. They are monsters. They are willing and ready to kill you as many times as possible. They don't care about you. The Janjaweed don't care about you. They don't care. Hear me and hear me well. They don't care about you. And it is not just about the Biafrans. They don't care about any other indigenous tribe in the country called Nigeria. All they care about is about themselves. The common enemy we have in that country called Nigeria are the Fulani Janjaweed. And they are the ones that are the terrorists. Every terrorist group you can think of in Nigeria, they are controlled by the Fulanis. What they do every now and again to give them a new name. You can see the chief terrorist, Sheikh Gumi. Sheikh Gumi, even when the terrorists are killing their people, even when these Fulani Janjaweed are killing the indigenous tribes in the north, the indigenous people in the north, these people are killing them. Sheikh Gumi is still defending them. Sheikh Gumi is still defending them, still defending the terrorists. Even in the recent video he made, where he was still talking about the people that were born, where the bandits burnt a car with people alive. When Sheikh Gumi was speaking about that, Sheikh Gumi trying to paint them innocent, saying that they were not doing like that before, they just started it. When you and I know that this Fulani Janjaweed, these Fulani herdsmen have been killing people. They started from southern Kaduna. They wiped away villages in southern Kaduna. These terrorists, these Fulani terrorists wiped away villages, Christians, they wiped away their villages and renamed it in southern Kaduna. They went to Benue State, they killed thousands in Benue State. They went to Plateau State, they killed thousands in Plateau State. They killed in Benue, so the Benue cried until they lost tears. They came to Ebonyi State, they killed thousands in Ebonyi State. In Enugu State, the same thing. In Southwest, they killed and drive people to exile. People became refugees in the Republic. And today, these Fulanis are still protecting, the Fulani elites, led by Sheikh Gumi, they are still protecting their Fulani bandits. Fulani bandits, they are still protecting them. But in our side, what do you see? In our side, the people that are defending our innocent people, making sure that our mothers are safe, our sisters are safe, our farmers are safe, our own people are bringing the Janjaweed terrorists to come and kill us. You and I know that we don't have any terrorists in the southeastern part of Nigeria. The only terrorists we have in the southern part of Nigeria are the military. They are the only terrorists we have in the southern part of Nigeria. They are the military, the Nigerian military. They are the terrorists we have. Every death you see, every kidnap you see in the southern part of Nigeria is caused by Nigerian military. And it is not a propaganda. This is the truth. Go and verify it. There is no terrorists in the southeastern part of Nigeria. The terrorists you see there are the military, the Janjaweed military. The Boko Haram that they have recruited, they gave them uniform because they know that they cannot penetrate the southern part of Nigeria. They cannot penetrate the southeast mainly. They can't penetrate the southeast in any angle. What they did was to give them uniform as a military. Today, they are the ones who Uzodinma is using to kill our brothers and sisters. But Chukwu Okike will not allow him to go free. It doesn't matter how long it takes. Hope Uzodinma and his generation will pay dearly for every soul and every blood of Biafra that has been spilled in Imo State. Hope Uzodinma will pay dearly. We will never stop talking. Chukwu Okike is going to fight for us in the way that people will never believe it. But Biafrans, wherever you are, please stay safe. Christmas can never finish. As long as we are alive, we have many more Christmas to celebrate, and we will celebrate the main Christmas in Biafra land when Biafra comes. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much thank you so much, my brother. We have come to the ending of this program. Please, I don't know if you have any other contribution or word of advice to our brothers and sisters out there who are watching this program, and also to the how will I put it, to the head of everything that is happening. I don't know if you have a word of advice that you want to give to them.
Well, all I have to say for my fellow Biafrans, wherever you are, you have to stay focused and don't be distracted. Stay focused, don't be distracted. For those who are in Nigeria, wherever you are in that part of the country called Nigeria, stay where you are. Don't go to Biafra land now, it's not safe. Don't say you are traveling because of Christmas, you are doing that. They are going to kill you. That is what they will do. Don't go to Biafra land now to stay safe. And the issue of those of us who are in the diaspora, we have to begin to prepare ourselves for massive protests. Let us continue to keep the tempo high. That is what we have to do. Keep the tempo high. Don't bring it down. We have to continue until Biafra comes, until Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is released. It is you and I that will release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Anything that you and I are doing, that is what is going to move that very political solution to work. If you don't do anything, politicians, as you have always done, since we are born, they have never been truthful, and they have never been a solution to any problem. It is you and I that will offer the solution by keeping the tempo high. We must not relent. We must not look back. And please, each time you come to this program, share the video to your platform. Share it to family and friends. Share it to your WhatsApp group, any WhatsApp group where you belong. Share it, add your opinion and support. We all have something to offer. And for those who claim to be the leadership of IPOB, those who claim to be the leadership of struggle, you have lost it. You have lost it. The struggle of Biafra now is in the hand of Chukwu Okike Abiama, and Chukwu Okike Abiama is speaking to every Biafran. If you are sincerely a Biafran, listen to your inner mind. Listen to your inner mind, obey your mind, and be truthful. Once you are sincere and truthful and consistent, you will know what the Chukwu Okike Abiama wants us to do. We have to continue to fight until the last time, until the last minute. Biafra will definitely come. It doesn't matter what anybody says or what anybody does. Biafra will definitely come. It's at the doorstep. Be alive and walk into Biafra. Stay safe wherever you are. May Chukwu Okike Abiama guide and protect every hand that have shared this video. May Chukwu Okike Abiama guide and protect our sister Linda, who is giving us the opportunity to speak to the world. May Chukwu Okike Abiama guide and protect our sister Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. May Chukwu Okike Abiama guide and protect Sunday Igboho wherever he is. May Chukwu Okike Abiama guide and protect every genuine person that is fighting for Biafra. Every genuine person that is sincerely fighting for Biafra. May Chukwu Okike Abiama guide and protect you. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Chukwu Okike Abiama will continue to send his doctors to guide and protect you and secure you. No weapon formed or fashioned against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu shall prosper. Thank you so much for watching wherever you are watching from.
Okay, thank you. Before you leave, somebody asked a question here. I say, the person have asked the question before. I ignore it because I don't think it's what we can treat now. But I want you to just throw within 2 minutes to throw more light. The person is saying, why is the family of that hope is not talking or saying anything about it?
The family of hope.
Yes.
Well, you know, hope is on the government of Imo State.
Yes.
In the issue of, when it comes to family issue, you see, that is what we are saying. When you come to family issue, certain times, the contraption where we find ourselves and the African mentality, the way they are, people are structured in the way that when something is favoring them, they don't care about the other person. That is how the contraption called Nigeria is. The system is, that is how the system is working for them. When the thing doesn't affect them directly, they will never speak. They don't care. As long as the evil in the land is paying their bill, you support it. They support it. That is why you see today, you see some people, they use people to blackmail people. Even when they know that that thing is lie, they continue to blackmail when they know that it's lie, simply because they are being paid, simply because the person is their friend, simply because the person is their brother. They will continue to blackmail. But out of all this, there are still some few people that can say the truth. We cannot say that all his families are not speaking. Some part of his members of his family might be speaking, but people are not listening. Some of his members of his family might be talking to him, but he will not listen. Some of them will be rebuking him behind. They will not come up to rebuke him. But all we know is that you can never trust these people. You can't trust them. We can't trust them in any angle. The contraction that we found ourselves, that we call Nigeria, the reason why we are asking out is because of this mentality. It is because of this mentality that we are asking that we don't want to be part of it anymore. And we will get out of it. No matter what it costs, we are getting out of this contraction. and we'll go home very soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, my brother. Have a nice day. I'm going to release you now so that you go and do what you want to do. Thank you for this opportunity, for your time, and Mechukwu Okike Abiama gọzie gị, gọzie onye ọbụla wepụtara
Thank you,
ohere
my teacher.
ihe onyonyo a. So my people, please, like you can see, we have just 52 people watching today. I don't know what is happening for the past 3 weeks now. I don't know. A lot of you said you are not getting my notification. The problem is not coming from me. It's coming from YouTube. But the only thing you can do to yourself is when you subscribe, you put your notification bell to all notification. When you set it to all notification, whenever I post a video, you will see it. If you didn't see the video, you can come to Linda's TV show, come to the community and check if I have posted a video. Many people say we don't get your notification. Did you block me? I did not block anybody. I don't block anybody. What I do, if you write a comment that doesn't make sense, I will remove it. Please always check my channel to watch my videos. As you are watching, share, leave your comments, and your opinion, whatever you think about the video. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Some people are saying your introduction is too long. Oh God, my introduction is just 1 minute. It's not even up to 2 minutes, some 50 minutes, and you people are complaining. Hi, in the bag, and remember, any video I put, whatever I'm doing here, I am doing according to YouTube rules and regulation. They have community rules and regulation. That is why Twitter removed the video of Buhari, and he was angry. I said, look at, you are operating social media, you don't know their rule. For example, in YouTube here, you don't put violent video. You don't put video that promotes war. You don't put video where they are killing people. That is why anytime I want to make video about killings or all those things, either I speak it orally or I cover the places, because once YouTube see it, they are going to remove it. You cannot just upload other people's video here like that. You must talk, you must introduce it. That is the pattern I am following. I'm trying to clear this argument of you talk too much. You talk too much. Under 1 minute, people say I talk too much. Hey, so my dear, whatever I'm doing according to YouTube. If you don't follow their policy, they will remove your video, they will remove your channel. So you guys should bear with me. If you cannot watch the introduction, if you don't want to hear me talking, you can fast forward it. You can skip it and watch the video that you want to watch. Remain blessed. And somebody said you are fighting the church, you are fighting pastors, because we are talking about issue of sitting at home. And I want to make it clear to everybody that I am not fighting. I am a child of God. I am a church goer. I love everything. We are not fighting pastors. I don't talk about men of God. I respect them. But what we are talking about is the way to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If this can fasten it, then why not do it? Do not get me wrong. If you have a misconception about what I said, then I am clearing it now. Remain blessed. Have a nice week. You heard what my brother Chuk Survivor said. He said, anywhere you are, remain there. Especially if you are traveling to the east this time around, if anything happens to you, you are the cause. Anywhere you are, remain there. Christmas will come and go. And you guys know that this is not the period of traveling. If you are traveling, especially in the eastern part, you are risking your life. When you tell people, they will not hear. They will not listen to you until it happens. This morning, I have been seeing all over the Facebook, there is a Biafra sister that has been abducted by DSS custody. She traveled to Enugu on her way coming back. They followed her. Now they have abducted her. So this is the reason why you need to stay where you are. Whether you are a Biafra agitator or not, you are not even sure. You might go there, they will kidnap you. You might go there, Fulani herdsmen will kill you. You might go there, non-government will kill you. So is it not better for you to save yourself by staying in one place until all this reign is over? I believe they said a word is enough for a wise. For those that are traveling, I wish you good. But if it is better, if you don't have any tangible or reasonable thing to do there, please stay where you are. Save your life. Save the agony that you will cause your loved ones. Until we meet again next week, Saturday, the same time by 2 p.m. Please share this program, invite your friends. Even if you have not shared, please share and subscribe to this channel. May Chukwu okike abịa ma gọzie onye ọbụla na-enene ihe a.